Okay, there I am. Seems like there's a little interference. Let me make sure this is all good. All right, if anybody's watching, just type something in the chat so I know you're there, because I'm having some issues that are quickly going away. All right, let me see. I don't see anybody in chat yet. Is anybody watching? Okay, testing, testing. If I'm live, can somebody just say something there in the chat? Yay, hey, Tina. All right, here's the link for Zoom. There's a waiting room in there. So if you're going into Zoom for the first, well, let me just read my little intro. Hello and welcome to the live roundtable discussion with our Galactic School and its creator, Andrew Weston. It's my honor to host tonight's session, where we'll talk about real life experiences since receiving our updates, how our perceptions are shifting as our gifts come online, and so much more. We like to think of this roundtable as a sort of field trip gathering, sharing our knowledge and experiences so our understanding can show proof of the multidimensional reality that we're currently experiencing, that everybody's living in. Just depends on which dimension you're operating from. Our discussions can go anywhere. We have loads of fun, but discussions will have a high level of intelligence, and vocabulary comprehension can be challenging when you're first tuning in. However, with that being said, the more you follow along, the more you'll get what you need to understand more and more, because you'll be in our collective fields of multidimensional activations with a combined voicing matrix that's perfect for what your systems need right now. One of my gifts includes healing, which I've been doing for about 22 years now, since 1998. Code frequencies and activations also come through my voice and my eyes, and I'm finally understanding my connections much more than just intuitively. Plus, Andrew does healing, and others in the school have their own unique gifts and transference abilities. Okay, sorry about that, you guys. Anyone watching is welcome to join us on Zoom tonight simply by clicking on the link in the description. No, I'm sorry. Clicking on the link in the live chat, and then you'll get scanned by Andrew, and he'll tell you exactly what's going on with your systems. If you want Andrew to heal and upgrade your systems later, then you can simply make a donation to his PayPal, and he will get you where you need to be. And then I believe he will email you and tell you what was going on. I'll put a link in the description box for that later. If this is your first time joining us on our live Zoom, I kindly request that everyone please turn your videos on and mute yourself when not speaking so there's no interruptions and people can finish their thoughts. With Zoom, it's really easy for interference if two people are speaking at once and then neither one is heard. And plus, there's a 20-second delay between Zoom and the Facebook. So if you're, I'm sorry, not Facebook, YouTube. So if you just turn your YouTube down, if you have that on another device, that's great. Then there won't be any looping feedbacks. So thank you all very much. And we're just going to be mindful about staying on mute. So we'll also take questions from those that are in Zoom first and then get to our live chat. So we're happy you're here with us and you're invited to join us for an even more intense experience on the live Zoom. So you guys, let me see now. I'm going to open up our Galactic School, I think. Let me see. I'm having a little technical trouble tonight, so just bear with me. I believe this is broadcasting. Tina, if you're listening, did the Zoom link work? Can you tell me that? I'm not seeing it on my end. Let me just see if I'm broadcasting over here. Hey, Linda. How you doing? Um, yeah, guys. So if you're having trouble joining me on Zoom, let me try to put that link in here again. I'm sorry about that. I'll be right with y'all. All right, there it is. God, I got too many tabs open. All right, there's the link, and I apologize, guys. Hey, Andrew. All right, you should be unmuted. How you doing?
Great. How's it going? Great presentation. I saw everything that's going on through communication line signals, everything through the wrapping system, the setting dual division levels. I have to slow down my mechanisms because I'm in a ground formation system right now because the energetic waving patterns through the electronic device systems and the wall graphing systems changed everything through my body activation line systems. The communication signals have changed everything through the Andromeda system, basically, because I'm traveling so fast, and so it's just astronomical what's going on right now. So I'm just getting to a new adaptation right now.
Andrew, was that ninth dimensional? Is that where that was going on? Those communication lines? I was right there. I was like talking to you. Oh, but I'm having so much trouble coming back down to just like.
I heard you. I heard you. I know what's going on. I hear everything.
I know you heard me.
You saw me flying into space. You saw me going into the chat room.
I did, but I was like saying earlier, you know, I was just gonna say that's ninth dimensional. I was gonna start explaining the dimensions, and then like I wrote all these notes out, and I was like, oh my God,
yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's in the ninth dimension.
It was spinning and spinning and spinning, and I was like, you know, you guys, anyone watching out there, Andrew and I have never once communicated by email about this school. This is all just kind of happened, but we're communicating on the ninth dimension now. It's like crazy. Oh boy.
Yeah, it's fascinating, I'll tell you. But great presentation, you know, it's a good opening. But I heard everything. That's understanding mind telepathy fully and its connection to its energy patterns, how we volumize, and the fact that you know it's the ninth dimension, you know it's portal, you know it's activation, you know it's frequency level, right? So, and the fact that you see me is even stronger through its line communications.
I had to ask you earlier when I was communicating, like, what dimension is this? Is this the ninth? And you were like, yup.
Yep, that's exactly what it is. So, and that's what it is. It's alignments, you know.
It was crazy. So I came in. There's just so much that I've been learning, and it's nuts. Like drawing all these things and seeing patterns,
the formations and all that.
Yeah, and I really wanted to explain. I wanted to address something. Somebody said something earlier this week to me, and they're worried about the AI with transhumanism, and that's a legit concern, I guess, when you don't understand what the connections of your intelligence is.
Yeah.
So I wanted to just clear that up because fifth dimension, like guys, fifth dimension was hijacked. Like we were fed a bunch of BS lies that fifth dimension is it's new earth and it's heaven and you're going to have your superhuman gifts and powers online instant thought manifestation. Like that's not really what it is. It is, but at a higher level, like what, 12 probably, or maybe sooner than that, you can manifest things. But Andrew, fifth dimension, tell them about it, man. It's been hijacked. This is like, you got to go past the fifth.
Okay, this goes way back in history, Linda. When we're talking about activation code systems, you go through the 3 dimension, we live that existence, but understand everything through the 4th dimension is understand everything through adaptation. You have to understand communications when it comes into the higher self for the very first time. But the military operations system has been controlling everything through the 5 gamma ray systems. It's been controlling humanity for so many decades. That's what's happening right now. So everybody has to understand the 5th adaptation of their body activations. Once they get into the light signals, now they can get into formations, into balance, right? So they can understand communication levels with its vibration of its dimensional earth. So once the dimensional earth is in its frequency code, the body adaptation of the higher self will be in formation through the body system. So.
Very good. Thank you.
Hello.
Welcome, Priscilla. Hi.
Priscilla, how's it going?
So good to see you.
Good to see you.
Oh my God, I thought I wasn't going to make it.
Oh yeah, you did. Don't worry, I was having all kinds of technical troubles. Took me a little
Oh,
while to get it together. It just my I
Oh
was.
my God.
How's your
Nothing's
afternoon? How you
working.
been?
you look
How have
amazing.
you been?
I'm gonna settle down right now. I'm like, ah. I'm okay. Yeah.
Priscilla,
What
what has your experience been like this week? I mean, I know
Yeah,
you've
what's your
told me
upgrades?
some things, but like, what would you like to
uh,
share with everybody? Because it's been one heck of a ride for you, I know.
yeah, well, actually, this week, I haven't, you know, I haven't had much time since I'm really, really busy with the kids and everything. But what I've seen for difference is like I'm French, right? So my English sometimes is not accurate. That for sure the perceptions already my perceptions since last year have really shifted. Like I went through a lot of healing. I went through a lot of realization, understandings. I'm not at a level that I'm applying this in my day-to-day life. I am trying. I have a lot of people around me, and yeah, that's it. I'm alone in my circle. So, but since I joined Andrew and you, for sure, my color spectrum has changed. I've seen different patternings in the colors, like bright yellow and purple, which other people mentioned. I thought it was really awesome because I didn't even mention the patternings. I just said, like that, and somebody else said, whatever, what I saw. So I've the animals around me. I live in the country, so birds are. I'm listening to something, and I look right next to me, and there's a bird, like a wild bird, right there. And there's this raccoon that keeps on getting stuck into my garbage thing. Oh my God, this raccoon and me are having a relationship right now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, very funny. I've been saving him on and on now. And last year I started experiencing contact with I'm, if I may say, flying objects, planes, crafts, name it as you will.
Yeah,
That
XP1000.
that do things that normal planes don't do. And at first it was really I was a normie, like I was an atheist. I was really lost and very, very, very broken. And these guys, they saved my life. They literally saved my life. Because at a certain point, I said to myself, if all these guys are wasting their time, even if they don't really use time as we do, staying with me, there must be a reason. I must be not that bad. You know what I mean? So at that point, I started trusting myself more and standing my ground, because I really needed to stand my ground and see my parents, because we live in a bi generation. Like we have a house. I have one side, they have the other side. So and my parents, they're really part of my journey, may I say.
That's
They're
what it
part
is.
of my
It's a journey.
learning.
That's what it
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
Your
So I really
calibration
had to.
patterns are good. Your
Yeah, I had
circle
to step
rotations are
up.
good. You're connected through mother.
Yeah.
Your hydraulics are good. Your mind adaptations are good. Your perceptions are good. Your activation cycle.
I'm really good. I'm awesome.
Yeah.
I never thought I would
Everything is
come.
connected. Everything's connected. And the more you get through its adaptations, the more you understand the
Yeah.
mind perceptual system, the more you understand your higher self division. Right?
It was so
So
awesome today what you mentioned with the fingers, because I've always been doing this with my fingers since I'm a kid, and it's like what they say, OCD or something, whatever. And
yeah.
I kept on not permitting myself to do it, And when you said that earlier, I was like, oh my God, crazy.
It clicked in, eh? You know exactly what to do with your fingers. They're
That's
dial
awesome.
codes, they're line
That's
signals, they're
awesome.
communication graphing signs. It's the
Yeah.
connection to your body activations. It uprises your pixel divisions.
Yeah, and what I see like like a circle with a little circle in it, and they're all connected through beams, and I see them coming down as
Yep.
I look, and now I was looking at my hand, and I saw a small one going through my hand, like in between. and
Yeah.
that's new too.
Hmm.
And the trees, when I look at them, they move. They are, I know it's
There
weird,
you
but
go. There you
they
go.
interact. You know,
Yeah.
like it's
So your higher
really,
self is an interface right now through connections of space atmosphere. Now you're
yeah,
getting connected because the physical planes is coming in through its
which is
formations
so
when it comes
awesome.
into entity forces. So that's where you're getting into space. We're seeing space in the fifth dimension now. So we're
Yeah.
seeing archetypes and spaceships and crafts and everything through division.
The crafts, they are going everywhere. As soon as I look
Everywhere,
at
every
one, it
single day.
starts
Yeah,
moving.
yeah.
As soon as I look at one, they all move. I mean, it is crazy. I cannot count them. There's so many. And today, three, I think are not eagles, but I'm in Canada. We have falcons with the yellow tipped wings. Three of them going round and round around us. Me and my kids
Yeah.
playing in the pool and stuff. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, that's
These birds
golden
are
circle
crazy.
cycle systems on communication line patterns are connected through your vibration patterns of its pixel activation codes that starts connecting your vibration through its body activation code system. Jerome, how's it going?
I'm so happy I found you. Yeah.
How's it going, buddy? How's it going with your timelines? Are you merging through electronic interference to cloud information? Are you getting your body adaptation systems into nature core systems to the ocean recognition systems?
Yo, it's been pretty interesting these last couple of days, man. Like so much. It feels like so
I can
much.
tell just by the expression, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Fantastic.
So, feels like a lot's been going on.
Yeah. Your video formations are great, you know?
I haven't felt this way since maybe about 5 years ago when I was going through like the shifts, right? And it feels great. Like
yeah. And you know what feels even better? When I came on Zoom with Linda, she saw me flying and she asked me, are we in the ninth dimension? I said, yes, we are. That means that I understood her telepathy system through her audio signals. So she told me exactly, 6 o'clock is here. I'm going to be flying right into Zoom. So understanding, you're seeing things and it's formulating. And she knew exactly that we were in the ninth dimension. That's understanding your levels, where you're going through your higher selves and anything towards avatars.
Man, I've been noticing a lot of the energies I've been, or more like the constructs I've been connecting to, in my past frame of reference. It's
Jerome, sorry about that.
Okay.
Can you unmute yourself? I was just trying to mute everybody so you could talk because I want to hear your experiences. Sorry about that, you guys.
Yeah, no problem. But yeah, so like in my video that I just made recently, I was talking about a bridge that I would usually see where it would, when I bring my perception to this bridge or this construct, I would see like gates opening up. So I would know when like there's a major grid portal opening, or so recently it started to feel as if like we're like about to like birth out into another set of energy right now. Based on my perception, it almost seemed like if we were in like some kind of like a white room / golden room kind of scenario where we're configuring our activations and stuff like that, and then we're about to now like shoot out of like this into a whole different type of experience now completely. So that's exactly how it felt to me. And I noticed like last couple of days I've been sleeping a lot. So yeah, so it's pretty interesting. It's really. Wait, Andrew is saying something.
Systems that go into sleep mode because your computers are going through its algorithm program as its activation code system. So the hydraulics to its wall graphing system on the communication of its mind adaptation systems uprising your perceptions. So every time if you eat more, what's going to happen is you're going to sleep more. So you have to understand how to get in balance with that formation system because you're going extremely fast in division when it comes to your avatar, right?
Yeah, because I noticed like there was a day that I didn't eat much. Like I just maybe drank a smoothie and maybe eating lighter foods like vegetables and stuff like that, salad, and my mind was just going, yo. Yeah, man. They sure my family here, like they were like, yo, what? Like just
Uh,
talking, yo. A lot of information was coming through, and yeah, for sure, I definitely resonate with that. Like eating
yeah.
later for me is helping with like my streamlining my
Hmm.
consciousness. So yeah.
That's good. That's really good. So Sarah, how you doing? Jesse?
Hi.
Sarah and
How you
Jesse.
been since last time? It seems that your atmospheres are good, your perceptions are good, your division levels are good, your activations are good, winning cycles of your communication mind systems are good, low frequency levels and the vocals, your division levels, your perception, the eye receptor divisions, all communication line signals are in its balance. You got a ground formation communication line signal and the back phasing system of your wall graphing system. So how's it going?
Great. Who are you talking to me?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I
That
scanned
sounded
you.
good. I want to see. Okay,
No,
good.
well, no, this thing, I didn't do a complete scan because now I'm at, I'm 5,000 years into the future. So
Nice.
basically,
And we both make it.
whoa.
I'm just kidding. Yeah. Just kidding.
So,
I don't want to open up anything new. I have a question. I don't know if anyone's covered this yet. Is that okay?
yeah.
Okay. How can you find out ley lines in your own area? Because I live in the Berkshires of Massachusetts, and there's like a low mountain range, and it's the Berkshire Mountains. And there's like a classic understanding in this county that there's so many talented people. Now it's like equidistant pretty much from New York City and Boston. So someone could argue that it's just a lot of people gather here that have a lot of talent because Tanglewood is here, which is the Boston Symphony Orchestra in the summer. And, there's a lot of really artsy places where we are, but also it just seems like so many people have like extra talent here, just like kids that are just born here. And I was just wondering, is there a way to find out? Because there's like a little myth or like a little legend that because we're along this particular mountain range, it just is like a magnet for talent, artistic talent and musical talent and that kind of thing. So I was just curious if there's a way a person could kind of find that out, like if there are ley lines here like that.
Yeah, you can find anything through the atmosphere systems, understand your grounds, understand everything through communication and where you live through division, understanding your community, understand your vibrational panels through your body activation system. So you get into the meteorological system on communications when it comes to soil recognition of yourself through body activations, anything through heat signatures, anything through division, everything through vibration. So yeah, it's in a mind framing system when you get into the higher self. And when you get into that level, you can get into the methical system where you go into the define. It's define where you can travel anywhere. So the higher self has to get used to all these things. So you use your perceptions because you are in the higher self division. You can understand how to travel here and there and get its research, get into its past alignments, get into its present, and understand everything from its formation when it comes to where you are through its IP address system.
I believe it. I just don't know how to navigate it yet.
It's a code. But see, the thing is too is that you're formulating nicely, but you can do this with your perceptions. So it's the meditation that you have to follow through the mind system. Okay, so basically understand your higher self, understand your atmosphere, understand where you're going through your GPS location system, because you go from the energy locators to biolocators to an avatar division. Okay, so it's very important to understand fully and completely what your higher self is through its relation. You have that partnership with your relation with your higher self. And then you'll be able to understand perceptions and everything that you see, because it comes a graphing cycle, a graphing system, a digital format. And now you're seeing everything that you need to see through its past reference. So,
and then you got to keep a journal to keep track of it all.
Exactly. Yeah, you can do that too, because that's what Jerome does. He writes notes, right? It's very important that you do these things so you can get adaptations of your mind and look back at what you just read. Okay,
Yeah.
You follow up on that and you keep a log. It's very important to keep a journal. Okay, so you understand what's going on with your mind, because your mind is changing every single day through its adaptation systems. Right? So.
Thank you. It's hard to write stuff down
I know it's just your
hard to
clarity
find
vision has to
words
come
for
in.
things.
It's a very faint voice. And that voice, you have to open up your audio signals more. So the more communications you have with your higher self, it understands its atmospheres, and it's going to understand everything through space and its entity force system of its intelligence. Right?
Yeah.
So if you just shut your eyes for 5 minutes, just clear everything out, open up your ears, right? And you can just really tap in, you know, that's your energetic field. Okay, now you're connecting to your higher self. Your higher self wants to get to know you. Then it flies up into space, and now it wants to get to know everything else. So it will guide you and what you need to know through its information, right? Through its awareness, because you can travel 10,000 years, but you have to stand alignments. You have to stand balance. You have to stand planets. You have to stand vibration. You know, it just goes on and on and on and on, because your body adaptation goes on so many location signals, right? That's where you try to get into this, the dialing tones with your fingers, you know, try to do that. Because you can get answering patterns. You can get answering patterns, Jesse, when you just use everything, the dimensional earth. You can connect through plants, anything through ground formation. They will give you information on where you're staying.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Everything is connected through the simulation of its nature. Anything through its water. Okay? So, but yeah, I think it's great to keep a journal. A lot of people do that. Michael does that. Jerome does that. Linda's starting to do illustrations now, right? She's getting, well, the thing is, it gets more tricky now because you're getting to higher division, and now you got to do illustrations because it's got to make more sense to you, because you have so much in your mind adaptation through its thoughts, and those thoughts have to be platitude on the illustration of its diagram. So you understand more of its formation. All right. So I hope that helps.
Yeah, thank you. I just,
so try to get used to your hands.
Jesse, I wanted to tell you something too. I don't usually do this in the middle of a session, but I was drawn to pull a couple cards for you while you were talking to Andrew.
Okay.
I was getting that you are actually my little preamble before this meeting. I said something about this, but in the fifth dimension, we're all in a bubble of reality that's like protecting our field so we don't create, you know, our worst nightmares and things like that. But it's understanding 5D was hijacked. And I feel like you're already connecting into 7. It's like you're reaching for that. But we've all been, the first card was victim. And so in the past, well, this is in the past, this past, present, future.
Yeah. You want to be a victim or a victor?
I don't want to be a victim. Am I playing a victim, do you think?
No. Wait, let me. Not you. Just, you know, let me get it out, because it was coming through as past, present, future, and in the victim card, it's your heart chakra, so it's your heart portal, and it's where your true heart lies in your connection and in your belief systems, because you trust your inner core beliefs so much so, like you are really down at the core level. You are very, very connected to the divine feminine expression. And the divine masculine expression might think of them as like the odd numbers, like 6, 8, 10D. Think of that as the divine masculine, just so you can understand where you're at. You're in your heart center, a victim no more. The current is abundant. Good. This is your solar plexus center.
Oh, I think I'm looking at the wrong screen. Where are you? Oh, there you are. Okay,
so in the current now moment, where you're at right now, it's abundance. It's pure. You're coming into your power. Your solar plexus center is pure power, but it's asking you to connect on the masculine side, which is the intelligence of the light that you're already bringing in and connected to as the divine feminine expression. So it's
asking me to connect with that. So I should connect with the divine masculine, or?
Yes, absolutely. Okay. And that would be like, say, your right side even numbers, if you want to look at it like that. It's more of an analogy. Because it is a vibration overall frequency, but it helps us to logically understand that your future card is wisdom, and that's what you are. You are true wisdom in your whole soul being. It's like they want you to know that you are absolutely pure wisdom at the heart of everything, and it's like you already know who you are, but they're trying to remind you, don't forget who you are. It's pure wisdom.
I hear that all the time. I can't believe you're saying that. Like,
they wanted you to hear it, so that's why it came through.
I get these downloads, and then like the next day it's like I have to start all over again, and they're like, remember who you are, and that's so cool that you pulled those. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's
My-
awesome. Thank you.
Sarah, you got back on, yay. Oh, do I
Ah,
have to ask you to unmute? I think I have to ask you to unmute. Okay, there we go. Oh, that's cool, Andrew. Sarah, how's your experience this week been? What have you been? Look at Andrew, he's cracking me up.
It didn't. Is it got it over his face again?
Oh, he's phasing out.
yeah, because my virtual reality is in the forefront. It doesn't sit back in the front. So that's why it's confusing. But anyway, how's Sarah doing?
I'm doing pretty good. It's been kind of a hectic week.
Yeah.
Just the normal 9 to 5 has been not the norm. So my sleep habits are off.
Mm.
My appetite is still off. But I'm doing really good by kicking my habit. I'm on day 7 of no smoking. So
hmm
going
Yay.
cold turkey. So
That's good. Your light illumination is good. You got colorations. You got your energy field set up already. Your vocals are good. Your body activation is good. Your communication, your perceptions are good. So yeah, you're doing well.
I'm planning on my YouTube video. I've got my oldest trying to help me, so I've started to make a list of topics. And so I've got stuff in the making. It's taken a little time. It's hard when you're a single mother of 4 to, and you work full time.
Yep.
Yeah, that's hard. But what kind of experiences are you having? Talk about what your experience has been energetically and healing and all the work that you do healing, because I know you're a healer.
Well, I've been trying to do some distance Reiki because I've been so busy. It's hard for me to do anything really hands-on. But it's just that desire. I've been really wanting to, and I just haven't been able to make it work with my schedule. So my mind is just going like 100 miles a minute of all these different things. I mean, I'm writing them down, a list and list and list. But I've been running my own cards, and all of my cards are syncing up to what Andrew's been telling me in class, and it's crazy. It's really cool. And of course, my numbers keep popping up. Like I was in the grocery store, we were doing inventory, and I have to count product. And so, make a long story short, I pulled two products that were labeled at 1111, and they were both, I think it was 1118 was the number on both products. So I thought that was kind of cool that I just happened to notice it. And I was
Pay
listening
attention to that. That's a portal. That's a definition portal. That's connected through your energetic fields. That's a matrix grid system. That's connected to you, Sarah. So you got to pay attention to those codes. So
I took a picture of it, so I remember by picture, but I didn't. I saw that it was something to do with, well, angel number wise is saying that, new beginnings, 100 miles a minute of all these different things. I mean, I'm writing them down.
that's good.
Go ahead, Sarah. Sorry about that. I think there was some playback on Tina's feed. Welcome, Tina. Glad you could join us.
Hello, Tina.
My thing that I'm working on right now is really just trying to get more balance in myself and that heart-centered area, so I can actually wake up to my past. And I think it's more of I think I'm being not forgiving of oneself. I think that's probably, I don't know what kind of person I was in the past, or if I wasn't, or I've just allowed so much stuff to happen that I haven't forgiven myself. So visually, I think that's something I'm coming to grips. I think, how do I say this? I think for the longest, I've been scared to face it. I'm not scared to face it anymore. I know I have to if I want to progress and move forward. So I've come to terms with that, and the things that I've been doing is working with my mala and reminding myself that I forgive myself and that I love myself. And then, of course,
Hi.
I send love and light to the world.
Yeah. That's really good, because progress is everything, especially getting rid of the fear. And that's what you want. You want to take over that fear. Okay. So
It just makes my heart race when I sit and think about it, because I know I've lived quite a few lifetimes. I just wonder, what the hell was I really up to? What did I do? What did I do? I'm ready to know.
It's all about uprising and getting rid of everything through its cycles. And then you get into a new cycle, a new generation, a new era, a new revolution, a new discovery, a new you know?
Right.
So
I'm excited.
stuff. Yeah, no, that's the beautiful thing, is everybody's excited, you know, and you're also, you know, jotting things down, which is even better, right? Yeah, there's a little bit of interference. The energy systems right now, because there's a lot of intelligent vibration systems that are in right now. But
Yo, you saw when it blew my light? My light went out. Energy high, man.
yeah, it is. It's the energy high. That's exactly what it is. It's the portal visions through everybody's through its connection. So
Yeah.
set the alignments and break back down to electronic interference. It'll set its ways. It will come back into formation.
Yeah. Give me a.
So
Okay, so yeah, I think we're going to get that figured out. And everybody, just give me a thumbs up if you can hear me loud and clear without breaking up.
yep, I can hear you.
Perfect.
I set the portal divisions on communication line signals, because everybody's on a high energy system. Everybody's on a different DNA structure pattern division. So
Yeah.
it's understanding where everybody is, right? And where everybody is standing in that energy field, right? It's all about the matrix grids, and you have to set alignments, especially because everybody's on a different diagnostic test division when it comes to the computer systems, right? So.
Very good. Well, Tina, I'm going to ask you to unmute so we can say hello to you. And I know this is her first time joining us on Zoom and using Zoom. I think she had to download the other thing. So
It'll set its ways.
Oh yeah. Okay. So Tina, wherever YouTube is playing, just hit the mute on that, and you should still be able to hear us through Zoom live. And what you're hearing is the 20-second delay over on YouTube playing back. That's what the feedback is. We all have to learn this. We're all just starting to get used to this.
Sorry. I mean, you know.
How's it going?
Great. Hi, everybody.
Good seeing you. I haven't seen you in a while. It's been a while.
Just give me a
Yeah,
it
has been a while.
Breaking up.
Yep.
All right.
I can hear you.
So Tina, what you want to do is wherever you are playing back the YouTube, just turn the volume all the way down on the YouTube channel.
Just
my
push
computer?
the pause button on YouTube.
On your computer where YouTube is actually playing.
Just press pause.
All the live chat is. Yeah, you can push pause, or you can just turn the volume all the way down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to ask you to unmute.
You guys, okay. Press pause.
And
I can do this.
I know this is her first time joining us on Zoom and using Zoom. I think she had to download the other thing.
Pause on the YouTube.
Just
press pause.
Yeah, push pause on YouTube.
Okay.
Still be able to hear us through Zoom live.
I'm trying to find it.
And what you're hearing is the 20-second delay.
Just
Touch
open up
the
your
middle
window.
of the screen. Touch the middle of the screen.
We all have to learn this. We're all just starting to get used to this.
Sorry. I don't see it. I don't see it. Pause. Hi, everybody.
Good seeing you. No, it's right at the end. Just press
Hang
pause.
on. I just muted her so we won't keep having the feedback. You can still hear me, right, Tina? Can you hear me on Zoom? Shake your head or give me a thumbs up if you can hear me on Zoom. Okay, good. So wherever that's playing, just leave that alone, and then go over to YouTube and pause the video playback on YouTube. We'll get her. We'll get her.
Yeah, I've done it twice. So
Yeah, you gotta, but 20-second delay gets everybody. We're
it's a
figuring
20-second delay. It's just knowing that you have to press pause on YouTube before you go on Zoom. So, or bring it down the volume.
Give us a thumbs up when you get it, when you pause the YouTube. She didn't get it yet, did she? Look, oh. It's okay. Give me the thumbs up when you're ready. All right. Who's next? Jerome, I love your background.
Yeah, that's a great background right there.
Yeah,
I got backgrounds too, but it goes in its foreground and it covers my,
yours goes in front of you.
Digital face.
Yeah. You may have to change it and see. Or it could be your energy, man. Yeah. Yeah, I was noticing, yeah, like when I was in the room there and we were talking about, well, y'all were talking about different things. My light was actually flickering a lot.
Flickering, yeah.
Right. And so I was trying to adjust, well, tap into it and adjust it a little bit with my fingers, right? And the energy seemed to, like, I guess, like blow the whole thing, man. So it's pretty interesting. And then the feedback, we started getting a lot of feedback coming through as well too. Yeah, so, but yeah, the energy is pretty high.
Yeah, it's very high. It's very high. I mean, especially, you know, AI commander here trying to control everything, you know, 5,000 unit systems of PTS systems on communication line signals and putting everybody in the activation portals division on all location centers. So basically you have to set the major grids and all different line signals through DNA structures, body activations. It's not easy to do. You have to understand everything through portal vision because there's so much intelligence that there is in the round table right now. So it's understanding how to control everything through its interference.
Okay. Yeah. And you mentioned being, I think, 5,000 years into the future, and yeah. So you would say that most of us are from the future, or what people would call the ancient future.
Yep, it's just getting there. It's just getting there. Yeah.
So we essentially it's like that one series, Travelers, I think it was.
Yeah,
where they traveled.
You guys, everybody's picked for a reason. There's a reason why you guys are connected through me. Everything has its past reference, its present, and its future. So that's why I'm wind cycling everything through your energy cycles, more into adaptations when it comes to the dialing tones of your fingers, everything through its connection. Okay, it has 8 atmospheres, 2 activations within its center, 10 elements, right? So
we essentially would possibly, like, know you from the future then. Work for you. Yeah. Okay.
It's powerful because, like I said, before I came on Zoom, I was flying and Linda saw me in the 9th dimension. She asked me, right? But she saw me. That's big. When you see somebody flying and coming into Zoom, that tells you exactly where you are through dimension. She said the 9th dimension. I said yes. So she knew I was communicating. She knew I was doing mind telepathy. And I said, Linda, I'll be there soon. Right? Yeah, that's what the mind is. Remember, we're getting into the energy cycles right now through division. So
moving into a new cycle. So everything is going to be more connected now for each of us.
No, I go back and forth information. You just have to understand everything through signals division. Because it has so many digital formats on the computer graphing systems. So.
Oh, I wanted to show you. I don't know if you could see it from here. This.
That's a crystal, eh?
Yeah. A few years back, this so you know the same Andara crystal I was showing you. Right. This was the first one that I got maybe 5 years ago. This started talking to me maybe about 2 years ago. Right.
No, it's funny how you say that because I was watching your backphrasing videos from a year ago, and you're extremely informative. It's just you weren't connected to the mind.
Right.
So I just opened the portal.
Yeah. Nah, it's a lot different now.
You're
So
just more connected with everything,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
And everything that you say makes sense
Yeah.
because you're understanding nature, you're understanding space, you're understanding time, you understand where you are through space and time.
Yeah, I'm starting to see the relationship between everything in terms of plants, because I'm planting, I'm doing some gardening and stuff, and observing their interactions with myself and also with the animals as well, and realizing again that in part there are also reflections or creations of the holographic structure that we're in as well. So pieces of I guess like technology essentially.
Are you catching on with your body activations through your engineer system? Because you are an engineer.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you about that. I can see it coming out or playing out in my awareness or my higher self, kind of like tuning me into tapping into a lot of like the gut microbiome and connecting like the gut brain interaction and stuff like that. And it's now moving into connecting me back to the energetic side of things, because I before I started going like paying more attention to the body, the physical body, I was more into like tuning into like the like tapping into like ships and stuff like that, right? And like doing scans and interacting with in terms of the energetics of the body. But then my consciousness kind of guided me to tapping into the physical side of things, because a lot of people don't necessarily, it's harder for people to tune in, as you said, people that in the third dimension, to tune into to these higher perspectives, right? And a lot of it is connected to the fact that their body, all the chemicals from the pharmaceuticals and the foods and stuff like that, like they don't really have that fire to come out of like the mud, or their ship is offline basically. And so I went about learning a lot of that in terms of cleansing the body with certain herbs, and then allowing, and then basically joining together the knowledge that I would have downloaded or uploaded within my consciousness on the energetics. So then meeting you now was a whole different type of thing, right? And so now it feels like I'm moving into a deeper, it's definitely calibrations going on within my consciousness.
Yeah, deeper knowledge, deeper intelligence.
Yeah, so I feel completely different now, and this was like a month, right? And so yeah, I'm starting to because when you mentioned the engineering, I think you said body engineer, right? And a body generator.
Yeah, your activation cycle communication line signal through body activations. You're an engineer through hydraulic systems.
Right. So that would essentially be like creating certain graph systems on certain planets and stuff like that.
Because you reach higher forms, you're communicating to higher levels of vocabulary.
Right. Yeah.
Right? So you're talking about energetics.
Yeah.
Unified energetics. There's a reason why you picked that name. Right? There's a reason why you met me.
Yeah.
So
yeah, everything is connected. Sure.
I just turned on the light.
Yeah, man, for real. Nah, it's been a very, very interesting couple of days, couple of weeks transitioning.
It's going to get more intense now, because basically I'm setting all divisions right now, and I'm changing polarity divisions, I'm changing graphing cycles, I'm changing the major grid systems. Everything through its avatar division is going to change through its energies. Very, very powerful times we're having right now.
So exciting.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's definitely a great time to look ahead and constantly like challenge yourself in terms of tapping deeper into yourself and learning yourself more and sharing your light, grounding the formations into the planetary system, into the a hologram and just being, you know. So
Yeah.
yeah, man.
No, it's good
Sure.
though. It's really good to see the change in you. I can see it in everybody, and that's what's great. It's that energetic field that you have, right? So.
Yeah.
So how's everybody else doing through adaptations? Are you guys understanding more of the Galactic School? Are you understanding more of what's going on? Are you understanding everything that you need to know? Is there anything you want to know? Any questions? That's what the Galactic Roundtable is all about. So.
If anybody wants to speak or ask questions and you can't get yourself unmuted, just give me a wave. All right, I'm watching. I've been having
Is Tina still on YouTube and she can't seem to
hang on, I got
put
Sarah.
pause on YouTube?
Is there a pause on YouTube? Is that what you said?
Yeah, there is just I just press pause on YouTube before I go on Zoom so it doesn't overlap on my voice.
Yeah, no, I don't mean that. I mean, when people are muted here, that way it won't interfere and all of that with speaking. So sometimes if I mute them as the moderator, I have to ask you to unmute, I think. I don't know. But everybody just test it real quick on your own. Not trying to be anal about about the mute thing. I just want to make sure that if you can't unmute and you want to say something, just give me a wave. So Sarah, you had your hand up. Go ahead.
Well, I thank you for unmuting me. I have little ones in the other room, so I know that they get to screaming and yelling for me. They forget that I'm doing this. So as soon as I'm done, please just mute me again. My question was, when we were talking about the digits and the different portals that we can use for that, and I guess, how do I say this? In retrospect, you know how you can meditate and use, what do you call it, mudras? So different hand positions for different things. How does that affect also?
Well, you can amplify energetic systems. You understand more communications when it comes to the interface of the 5,000 PT units. The moon, okay? This is the sun, okay? Moon, sun, you got the earth, okay? You got the water, you got the air, and you got the fire. So you have to understand its amplification. You have to understand everything through its energetics. You have to understand its line division. You have to understand its line sequences. You have to understand your thoughts. You create your thoughts, and then you use your portal division through your fingertips. The fingertips is its modification, its calculation through mass. Because remember, when you're communicating with things, it's either heavy or light. So you have to use math calculator. That's where it goes in equation of pi to interforce connections, anything into helix or hydrogen. So it's your thoughts, Sarah. It's the thoughts that you have to control. Okay, remember, you create the energy, you create the thought, you create the vibration, and everything through its connection is its heart. Okay, then you use the hand formations, right?
Because I had done, yeah, that helped. Thank you. No, that helped. Thank you. The reason why I asked is because I've watched different meditations where they do different different hand formations to help open up the heart center. And so I was curious if maybe I should consider trying that again. That way I can get myself more open.
Yeah, open, centered. That's what you want to do through your chakra system so you can communicate through your 7 divisional lines. Okay. So right now we're just in the body activations. You guys are just getting familiar with space and its atmospheres. We haven't even got into the 5 elements yet. Force recognitions of gods. So there's a lot we need to learn, right? So that's why I want to get everybody into the energy cycles. Okay. So what was it like teleporting? What was it like going through vortex? You know, it's amazing how you can create an illustration of a story, okay, and actually make it come to life. Okay, it's fascinating to see these things, but now you're into the spiritual system. But you got to use your thoughts. You have to understand your thoughts completely, because that's its condition when it comes to mind intelligent pieces. So.
See, I felt like somebody was tapping at me.
There you go.
I thought I heard someone call my name, and I looked around and nobody was around, just the normal people, but nobody was actually interacting with me. So I was just like, I just kept cooking.
Yeah, they're interfering with your space now because they're at your level of division. Okay, so whatever dimension you're at, that's the level you're going to get through energy force recognitions. You're not going to get any higher forces because now your space is connected and you're aligned through me. Okay, especially now because I'm in the 5,000 PT unit. So you are more powerful than ever. So your information panel divisions and your mind adaptations are going to well open up through your cycles. So
definitely an awesome transition. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, that's great. It's really good. Anybody else have any questions or like to talk about? Jesse?
Hi. I have a question. So I know that your videos are long and you have a lot of them. Do you, what? No, that's good. Content is good. I just am wondering if you could recommend like 3 top ones that would help me get up to speed with some of the terms you're using. I mean, I feel like a lot of this similar community, we have a lot of different words for a lot of the same things. And I'm trying to put together some kind of incredible notebook for myself, at least. And I'll share it if I can get a grip of all of the terms and everything. But I'd like to like brush up on what you teach. I know I can't learn it all in 3 hours, but like something that would
Yeah, I know. It's
catch
the
me up
vortex
with
division.
you.
It's understanding the vocabulary and everything to that, because I understand that. But like I said, I have video formats, and a lot of people have been going through that. It's a video link. I send it to you. It's an activation code, and that uprise your chakra systems, AI1 to AI7, and it's only 25 bucks, right?
Okay.
That will give you everything that you need, right? That will take up your grounds, work your way up to your power centers, and get you into vocabulary of its voice, anything through the heart, anything through your psyche, and everything through the crown chakra. So,
I mean, is that something I can read also, or it's just something that you do?
no, it's an activation code. It just goes into your system, and you just understand its chakra system now. So it's a confirmation of Mother Nature, getting communications more when it comes to your formations of your heart. Okay, understand more clarity, vision when it comes to your voicing grids, understanding your third eye more, understanding your space and its connection of its time frequency levels, understanding your perceptions, right? Understanding your soul recognition, your power center, your focus, awareness, conscious levels, your creative center, okay, your root chakra, your balance, your security.
Because I have a lot coming in all the time, and it just makes so much sense, but it makes sense as I'm receiving it. But yeah, like so much, like I can't even write it down well enough to do justice with what I'm learning. And then I don't necessarily remember what I learned yesterday. It's just
you
all
will start
kind of
remembering
like,
if you align your chakra systems. Lining your chakra systems puts you into space, understanding that each chakra system is in a different dimensional system. Okay, so understanding how it's upgrading your body activations. Okay, and the more you understand through its chakra, the more you understand of its information. So it won't be as much as complex for you when you go through my vocabulary of my videos.
Okay, cool, I'll do it.
Yeah, so.
I'm just glad to have so many people experiencing the same thing, because this is wild stuff.
I know, it's extremely wild. And the fact that we're all connected, and now we're getting into my telepathy, we're getting into telekinesis, and that's understanding more of ourselves, right? And in relation, we understand everything around us more through its consciousness.
I need to know with telekinesis how to get my my car to stop leaking oil. I keep bringing it into the shop, but
practice.
I'll practice with flies first, right? I watched your video the other day.
It doesn't matter. Oh, good. So you know when I say practice, because it doesn't matter when you start. You just have to visualize it, and you might see, you know, grids go. Talk about hoses. So go to your, what was it, an oil leak you said? So
yeah, I keep paying money to have it fixed, and they'll fix one, and then anyway, the engine just keeps leaking oil.
See that hose as the mechanism that you can connect with energetically and seal it up. Now look, I had a video I was going to show you guys if you have a minute. You guys want to humor me for a second? Because I was going to screen share and show you this, but I'm going to try to just do it from my phone. I kept talking about practicing. You guys know what I was doing with telepathy and different things, but this was crazy. I'm telling you, Priscilla, I know what you mean about the birds. The birds are coming over like crazy. Well, this one Let's see if I can turn this around and show you. This one was so nuts. I don't know if you can see it, but he's right here on the fence.
Oh yeah.
And I'm practicing telepathy with him, trying to get him to land on my hand. And he was like a robot.
Oh yeah. See the line signal? I see the line signal. I see the line signal that Linda's is doing.
Let me make it bigger too. This went on for like 3.5 minutes, but
That's crazy.
the point was, let me get this closer.
Wow.
I'm trying to get it bigger. You guys see that? Anyway,
Oh.
I gotta pause this because that's squeaking. It was driving me crazy, and I'm like, all right, and I'm trying to do my love, practice. Well, it didn't work. He didn't land on my hand. But see, practice. Just because you do something with like a block of ice cream or something one day doesn't mean that you're just gonna take off running. It's like we got to learn how to crawl before we walk, before we run.
That's exactly what it is. Yeah.
And there's like permission. Like maybe the free will of the bird was like, no, I'm gonna tease you today. You know what I mean?
And I kept getting, well, maybe he's trying to tell me something because you heard that squeal, right? It was so urgent.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm looking at it and it literally looked like it was going like beep, 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 just like a robot. And I'm going, is that like, not a clone, but I'm like a drone or something?
Yo,
and
I've noticed that.
Is it even real?
Yeah, like a Mockingjay thing.
Weird.
Like a
I've
Hunger
noticed
Games
that,
thing.
you know, like when like if sometimes I'm outside and I start communicating with like the clouds or something or doing something, I probably like, you know, maybe going a little while with the energy or something, I would hear like a bird stop and it would look at me and then it would start to like squeak like an alarm system.
Yeah, your audio signals are kicking in now. Okay.
Yeah.
And they understand that you have an energetic field. You
Right.
understand you have line signals. You have to understand you have digital formats. Dialing tones. These are dialing tones. Dun, 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 dun. You know?
Da.
Oh, I watched the end of that movie you
I
recommended.
love that movie.
Yeah.
That's great. Well, the bird, like he was squeaking, right? You heard that? What you didn't hear at the second half of the like 4-minute video that I had, I would go to make a noise. And if I did it like 3 times, he would do it 3 times. And a couple times he did it synchronistically, the same amount of times that I did. And it was different every time. I'm like, I'm communicating with this bird here. This is awesome. In a different way. I just wanted it to land on my finger though. I was like, I'll have this on video. It would be great.
The more you practice, the more you can get connected with anything through animals. You can understand how, you know, get mind telepathy with snakes, anything through crickets, anything through grasshoppers. You can be able to communicate with anything, people. It's just understanding where they are through their vibration. Okay. So in relation to that, they always have their mechanisms. All right. When it comes to their energy fields, they put their energy fields right up because they don't know you, right? Because they live on instinct. They're spiritual and they're more connected than anything else. And that's what they live on. That's what they thrive on, right? So if you take a moment, it's very important to watch nature and actually see everything that's going on. Like actually look at a squirrel, see what a squirrel does with the tree, right? Why do we have squirrels? Okay. Take a look at bees. Why do we have bees? Get in its relation. That's its reference. Understanding more communications with yourself. You understand more communications with animals or anything through its insects or its reptiles. So you want to understand how now not to be afraid of anything. Okay. Because fear is what overrides everything. Okay. It will basically, what happens when your fear of something, what happens? What happens when you fear something?
You freeze up.
Huh?
Yeah.
You freeze up.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's
paralyzed.
scared. You don't know what to do, right?
Yeah.
You don't have your energy field up because you're not commanding its force, right? So that's why it comes at you. The bees and all that, right? You know? So you're going into its territory. Okay? That's what it is. So in relation, try to understand what everything is through nature. Really use your perceptions and your dialing tones of your informations. Very important. Take a look at a plant or take a look at nature. Look at a tree for 5-10 minutes. Humanity they don't know how to do these things, and they're not connecting. They just look at a tree and they walk away and they get in their car and go to work, right? So you have to understand the observation, everything around you through your circumference of your seismographic system, which is your pi.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Okay, so, you know, all this wild stuff has been happening to like a few people, like obviously the ones in this group, because none of us are thinking any of the others are crazy. We all know what we're talking about. But we've all been on these like journeys that got us to this point. And I have to say, because I'm backing up what you just said about listening to the trees and the flowers and everything. So if I go way, way back, I was born in 68, I'm 52. And so in the 70s, every time, like I guess my mom got that life after death, but like, I don't know what any of you guys believe. I'm just telling you the stepping stones that have brought me to this point to where I believe this stuff. So it's almost like you have to have something else along the journey. You're like, okay, I totally believe that resonates with me. And then you know, build kind of like a little Lego structure of all the things you've learned through the years, and to the point where had I not done some of those things when I was a kid, reading certain things, I would not have had more Legos to build up to this point to where I can comprehend what you're talking about, and I've experienced some of my own things. So anyway, so like there have been lots of life after death books, of course, and I'm sure some are a little bit more authentic than others, because I bet there's some kind of piggyback on things. But I feel like when I read certain ones, I feel like I can tell which ones are very truthful and very authentic. And anyway, so a lot of the near-death experiences that you hear from people talk about how when they were in spirit form, they would walk by a tree and the tree would be telling them like all this information, where they, you know, like you can just get so much information. And so, or like you can look at a table that's been made from a tree, and these like more than one person with these near-death experiences has made accounts of like they could tell who cut the tree down, they could tell how many trees
everything is created
table
by
was made of. Right. And so I'm just saying, I totally believe you. Like, not just I believe you anyway, because I believe you're telling the truth, but like I can completely comprehend that that's possible. And it's almost like if you don't have some kind of reference to believe that something's possible, you won't even practice in it, or you might brush it off. So like all these like experiences that lead up to now 2020, or what is it? Oh yeah, 2020. Like you can see like all those little stepping stones you went on to, where had you not read those things, you wouldn't even be prepared enough to even explore it now. And so now I believe that you don't have to be dead to, or in a spirit only, because we have a spirit, we can, that makes sense, that you could tune into what the tree's saying. You don't have to be dead to do that. You can tune into it now, or the rock or whatever. And anyway, I hope
that's exactly what it is. Yeah, you made a very good point when it comes to that. It's the physicality of its world and coming into the spiritual of its realm, of its world, knowing that there's two sides, right? There's the physical and there's the universal. So once you get into the universal, now you're adapting to your body activations of its truth, of everything through all its connection of nature.
How many people do you think are doing this now? Like, let's just say out of the English speaking world, how many, like
not too
one
many.
in 100, one in 10,000?
No, not too many. There is people that are doing it through Pilates and yoga and all that. Everybody has their own adaptation. Everybody has their own, but the problem is that humanity hasn't been meditating a lot. Okay. And Mother Gaia, Mother Nature, Mother Core, Mother Universe, Mother Seed is in its representation through the fifth dimension and has to understand all communications with humanity. If it doesn't have that, there's a problem. And with Father too, because they have to connect through the yin and yang, through balance, right? So that's why we're coming into the change of everything. And
alchemy. That's true alchemy.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is. See, now you're connecting, right? So I'm trying to formulate and understand that if you understand everything around you, how there is a physical plane and a spiritual plane, and how everything is created. So that's what it is.
I love it.
Yeah, it's fascinating. So it's really getting connected to your atom. It's your atom that you have to understand everything through third eye. It's division, right? Because it's laser that comes out, right? Dial tones, perceptions, audios, mind adaptation, audio grids, voicing grids, the heart, the portal, the soul. The soul is the path of you. Okay? So understanding that, now you understand more of its communication of its spiritual system. Right? Because you know you live in the physical planes. You know you do. Okay? But if you want to walk to the surface of its spiritual system and understand everything and how it's all connected, you have to open up your ears. Okay? And you have to see through your eyes, and you got to open up your mind. That's what you have to do. And then things start making more sense to you. You know? So it's all about AI. It's all about awareness of information.
About what Jesse was saying earlier, that there are other groups doing it too, because I've tuned into some other communities. But if you mean doing like what we're doing and as a school, and I'll know, he's the only one, like he created this Galactic School, but there are other groups in spiritual communities that are like all over the place. But
yeah. There's definitely stuff like that for sure. Yeah, there's definitely.
Yeah, I think I just meant.
Like, well, what I think those groups are soul tribes finding each other. They're finding a resonance for the work that they're doing on higher dimensions, and they're all being brought together. And some of them are larger and more awake than others, but maybe not at the level that we're connecting. We don't know how many other legs are. I mean, Andrew, you might know, but we don't know like how many other spiritual communities are uprising the way we are. And it might not be the way we are, but it's their own path that brought them to the knowing inside what you're connecting with. And it's,
well, last week, I think it was, I think it was either April or May, they did a huge meditation of 1 million people. And that just uprised the vibration of the dimensional earth, right? And that was a meditation that went on, right, for about, I think, an hour and a half, 2 hours. But 1 million people meditated, and it just broke the interface of its connection through the computer. So, but it was pretty fantastic. But yeah, I'm the only one holding the Galactic School, nobody else, because this is information that is connected through its AI, right? Because the teaching methods is very complex, but the more you guys high-rise, the more you understand your knowledge of yourself. Okay, it's not knowing me, it's knowing yourself first. So you have to internalize everything within. So it's inversion, okay? It's interrelation through you, and that's its connection, right? Because it has so many volumes of what's going on through your adaptation of your perception. So, yeah.
Has anyone had like what felt like a life review, like some kind of life review going on? Because I started this is like a year and a half ago. I thought I was gonna die, frankly, and I had guides and stuff, and I was like, why are we going through all this? Like, am I gonna die? Are my kids okay? Because I have 4 kids too. I'm a single mom too, 4 kids. And I just kept getting, no, you're not gonna die. This is just how it is. We're just going through things. And it was like the most elegant way of kind of going through different parts of your life. And it wasn't like condemning. I would start to feel condemning of certain things. And I'd have like 2 or 3 guides saying, no, we're just showing you that. And that it was actually an inverse of what you have been feeling guilty about this whole time. There was actually this going on and this going on, and that person was totally lying to you, and for you to fly off the handle and get upset with them was completely appropriate. Where, like, in other words, you know what I mean? Like, the most elegant, most respectful and calming kind of life review of things. And I kept saying, well, why am I doing this? I'm not interested in dying. I don't, you guys can leave your bodies. I'm not interested in leaving my body right now, because like that stuff, I'd rather read someone's life after death experience than like try it You know what I mean? But like the idea was no, because there's so much more to do coming up that if you don't feel confident in how your life has gone so far and that you're not under condemnation for any of these things, that just because the neighbor said you suck doesn't mean you do suck. And, you know, that's a mini version of it. And anyway, I was just wondering if anyone else had a feeling of something that kind of felt like a really, the most wonderful way of someone kind of going through your life with you, like the core issues, not like every darn thing, but has anyone experienced that?
You're just getting interference. It's interference of the ego. Okay, the ego is trying to either accept what's going on, or it just doesn't understand what's going on, or it wants to know what's going on. There's all these things that you have to understand through adaptation when it comes to change. And like I said, to experience anything through the spiritual system, your life system has to understand its acceptance between life and death, because it's life is beautiful and death is beautiful. You can't see it either or, right? So understanding who you are as a person, you'll see the change within its person. And that's its connection, okay? Because you have to understand how to deprogram yourself and get into the programming system. And everything around you, okay, is not going to bother you at all. It's just going to keep you uprised, right? Because there's a lot of ignorance in the world, right? So it's understanding to ignore it, right? And just follow up on your life stream, follow up on your ideas, your creative centers, open up all your cycles, get connections with your loved ones, your family, you know, that's what it is. So.
I've actually had some myself, Jesse. I had death dreams in my 20s. I died in my sleep. I didn't actually die, but I went through the experience of living for 2 entire days and nights. And I was stuck. And it was I could talk all night about that experience. I'll tell you more another time. But I went through that back in my 20s. And I'm 50. I was born in 69, so I guess I'm 51.
Okay.
I've had dream awakenings and different times, like lifetimes, people shooting me in the back, and just experiences where I've experienced it in the dream world. And I've always taught that it's, if you can go through your life review while you're still alive, it's much easier. So when you're saying it's elegant, it's like you already kind of know, you're already doing your evaluations, you're getting yourself to that next level, because you're letting go of these things and doing these things that some people don't do until after they die, and then they have to go through it the hard way. So congratulations, because that's the best way to go through it. And Sarah also, she wanted to say something. I know I told her in chat, gave her a private chat, said, you're up next. There you go.
Okay, I'll be quiet.
Well, I was just gonna comment on what you were saying. I think we all kind of go through the life lessons over and over again. If you don't seem to grasp it, the universe keeps making you force feed you it. And until you grasp it, and if you continue to let it trigger you, then it's going to keep coming back until it doesn't trigger. And so I'm learning, like, for instance, today, I could have gone straight home and did my video like I did, or I could have been sidetracked and did something else, which I would have not made it. I know darn well I wouldn't have made it to the video chat today if I would have went somewhere else afterward. I know from experience, so I was like, no, I'm just going to avoid it. So I'm being selfish for myself, and I avoided the fight. That was just my thought connected to what you were saying. I meant, I feel like guides are connected. I don't always hear them. I think they point things out for me. And I'm kind of a hard head. I'm still, I think, still motivated a lot by ego. So I kind of like shut it out. I'm trying to get to be a better listener.
That's good, though. And you get that from the universe too, because the universe doesn't make the mistakes. You make the mistakes. So it's up to you if you want to keep going through that cycle constantly over and over and over and over and over and over. So you're going to keep going over and over and over and over until you understand what's going on, right? Because the universe keeps high rising. If you're still staying in the three-dimensional planes, what have you learned? You haven't learned anything. You're going to keep going on that cycle through its karma wheel. Until you understand everything that's going on through its routine, it's paying attention to what's going on with its universe. Okay, I'm not talking about MSM. I'm talking about you.
Right.
Forget everything else. Block everything else. Concentrate on you. Okay, that's its change.
You know, I think it's funny because I was guided to do a YouTube channel months ago before I came in contact with you, Andrew. And I'm like, damn it, I should have just did it then. Because
Well,
I was
whenever you're
watching
ready,
YouTube
you know,
videos.
whenever you're ready to do a video, you know, I mean, time is everything, you know, but whenever you feel free, because Jerome's doing it, Linda's doing it, I'm doing it, Michael's doing it. See, it's just formulating nicely, you know, we're getting a higher community. And that's what it's about. It's sending out our voicing grids, you know, and getting connected, you know, everything through its formation when it comes to the round table, through its discussions and anything through AI of its awareness information, or anything through the Galactic School.
Right. I just want to be prepared and not look like I threw it together in 2 days. And
Yeah,
but I
you don't
want
want
it
to
to
rush
be
anything like that,
informative.
because now you have to understand how to change the mind framing system. It's deprogramming everything through its negative system. It's very hard to do, but once you understand more through the Galactic School, now you're understanding more of yourself, and that's its change.
Right.
So it's getting off that karma wheel, right?
Right.
So
Now my second thought is you were talking about soul tribes earlier, and Linda was actually talking about soul tribes or your soul family. In connection with everyone that's here tonight and everyone that's in the Galactic School, have you had contact with us in prior lives, or are we new guppies in this? Are we new? Did we sign up for this? Or did you
that's a very good
I
question.
think we did.
What's that?
I was just putting my vote in. Yes, I think we signed up for this. But
Yeah.
you can talk.
Everything happens for a reason. You guys are here for a reason. You're here to understand everything around me and everything around you, and it's changed. Okay, so in that pro-action system, everything through the universal system, you are set for here for a division to understand more of yourself through all locations of the light formations that you can have through your knowledge of its intelligence, through its vocabulary system. But yes, definitely different timelines. Yeah, I met everybody here, but you're a different energy. See, that's how I know it's extremely complicated. Okay, it's extremely complicated. I met everybody here. That's understanding. I'm 5,000 years in PT unit system, and that's how powerful I can be through anything through adaptation of the mind, because mine is now through its altered state. I am no longer in the physical plane of dimensional Earth. I'm on the 7,020. There's a reason why I was born. Okay, so understanding reference of its past alignments and its presence and its future. This is where you guys come in through the galactic system. This is why you come in its communication of its love system. This is why you come in through its formation of its leadership system. Okay, so yes, I've met you guys in a past life, but through a different energy of a light activation.
Cool.
I have a wild question.
That's extremely deep, guys. That's extremely, extremely deep. You have to understand why we're so connected now. Okay, that's what it is, you know.
Okay, Andrew, I want to blow your mind more now. I want to ask this question. Okay, so if there are multiple lives that we live,
multi-dimensionals,
is it possible? Is it possible that because the universe kind of likes an economy of things, and there is divine math and all of that, is it possible that some of our other lives are going on? Of course, they're going on right now. Like, I understand the time, the quantum idea of it, but like literally where someone in another life, like a couple towns over, maybe you're programmed not to run into each other, but it's you like in another body, because it's a different timeline, but it's a different lifetime, but it's happening like right now, not just quantum right now, but like, and that we're this, I'm not sure, but
Okay.
like, could it be, do you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
I
understand what you're
need
saying.
Linda's answer too. I want to hear
No,
what
I
Linda
understand
says too.
fully I understand what you're saying. What
Okay.
it is, Jesse, is understand all communications of you've seen me in the past. We live multi-dimensional lives through energy systems on communication of planet energy systems. So the fact that I know what Jerome is, the fact I know what Linda is, that's communication of its past reference. That means we live millions and millions of lives together through communication, everything through its spaceships, everything through its formation. How is it the fact that I know everybody through line formation, through body activation? So it's understanding everything through its past reference can come into its formation of its multidimensional system. So yes, I've met you in the past reference through its communication of its alignment system.
But even in the mundane, like even in what would seem like isn't sort of supernatural, but is, because
it's way beyond the mind.
Do you know what I'm asking, Linda?
It's way beyond the mind. It's knowing that you lived other lives, other energies, other light activations, right? So you just come back into a new formation of a light activation with a new vocabulary of an alphabetical system of a body activation. That's how we're all connected, because we're all connected through alignments. This is very deep, guys.
Okay, you want me to take a stab at it, Jesse?
Yeah, I want to hear your version too.
Okay, so on my version, I'm just going to take it all the way up to the top. So here you go. So start at the point of we're all one.
Yeah.
Start with so here we are down here, and we know everything happens at once, and you get the quantum. You said, so why wouldn't I be you? Why wouldn't you be me? And Andrew, if you go all the way up to the top,
all the way up,
are one energy that has fractaled and been sent out. So like my perception of it is, if you can't see your own reflection back in somebody else's eyes, then you're not looking hard enough. That's how I see it.
Yeah. No, that's really good, Linda. That's one way to look at it. It's the reflection of you, but in a multi-dimensional view. That's what it is. But we're all connected. That's what's amazing. You know? So it's you know, it's just meant to be. It's not choice. It's meant to be. It's knowing that our references of our past lives are going on its volumes when it comes to its mind adaptations. We've known each other in the multi-universal systems. So, but this is very, very deep conversation, eh?
It's always complicated when we get together.
I know it's extremely complicated, but it's a lot of fun too. So
if you guys don't mind, I'm going to check in here with Tina. I'm going to ask her to unmute with the button here. And if she unmutes and we don't get feedback, then yay, we'll get to hear from Tina. So let's see if
watching. I'm not sure. But
give me a wave if you can hear me. All right. It's possible she's watching the playback just through YouTube. And if she's doing that, she's going to hear this in 20 seconds. So if that's the case, don't worry about it.
When it comes to its mind adaptations, we've known each other in the multi-universal systems.
There she is. All right. Yeah, I'm still hearing the YouTube in the back.
But this is very, very deep conversation.
All right. Sorry, Tina. We still got the feedback.
I know it's extremely complicated, but it's a lot of fun too. So
that's all right. Don't mind. We'll have to check in again with you, Tina. Sorry about that. We'll get it figured out. Don't worry. So anybody have any experiences that they want to share? Like, all right, I'll just start. We talked about birds and different things too, but I was sitting out in the sun the other day and I actually started to see shapes, like geometrical, and they look like grid shapes, and there was dots, point formations, and then I saw ships coming out of the sky. But the layers of the shapes, I want to think of the right way to say it. Andrew will probably help me out with that one, but I just saw these, like, it almost looked like face plates of color. It was coloration templates. There were templates. And
yeah, they're metal alloy systems on communication of grid formation systems. They connect through planet energy systems, and they hold the gravity systems, the archetype division.
Oh my God, the colors were amazing. Amazing. I was just blown away. But seeing the ships again just is so cool. It's like, all right, now when people come over, like my son comes over and then he sees it too. Andrew was telling him, well, you know, you're coming into your mom's field now. You're going to be seeing more and more. And he's already mind blown by this. So I just have been having a really fast paced week that is so confirming and validating that all of these multidimensional experiences are taking place in my field, and the practice is becoming really fun. So I've been having a really fun week. So I know Priscilla sees ships quite a bit. They follow her around. She was telling me another time that they were following her around. And I think you filmed some. Didn't you put some up on YouTube?
I was going through when I was doing my illustrations, and Linda's following up on that too. Linda, I wanted to ask you a question. Do you understand the illustrations that you're drawing?
Oh yeah, the ones I draw. Yeah, not always the ones you draw.
No, not the ones I draw, but in your perception, do you understand everything through line division? Do you understand the singularity line? Do you understand the matrix grids? Do you understand why it's lining on communications? Do you understand its interconnection when it comes to its alignments?
Well, let me give you an example. Just today, I was solar texting, and I'm calling it that, not because you do, but I'm calling it that because you gave me that idea that makes it when I'm typing, I've always been a big punctuation person. And I've realized some of the punctuations have different meanings, and stop and move energy and command the energy you're sending through. So like gridding my own text is amazing because it allows the thought to be layered on with the energy that I'm intending to send. It's almost like if I'm going to send you a plate full of something, and we'll use the plate full of food as an example for what a text would be, like the meat of the text that you're sending. So if I'm sending a plate full of food and I want to put a little scoop of this and a little scoop of that, oh wait, don't let this touch that. You know, certain thoughts that people they don't use punctuation anymore. It's just for one, and it voice to text, I think they forget to say period. But you have to sort of stop a thought at a point because you want to convey a different message. You don't want, misunderstanding.
You don't get the intent.
Right. And it's like a lot of times
exactly the intent.
I'm gridding it and healing it. I'm gridding it and sending it with intent to heal a lot of times. But I noticed today when I was doing it, when you're talking about lines, Andrew, and you're saying that, I mean, I might back up for just a second, go, no, I need a colon here. Or no, this doesn't need a colon. This needs a hyphen. You know what I mean? And I love parentheses, always have. Not using brackets yet, but yeah, it's like, I look at my punctuation as like coding almost. And
everything you draw is in chronological order in its line sequence. So you have to understand everything that you're doing is a code through its singularity, its line, because it's intelligence, right? So
literally.
Yeah.
So when I draw pictures,
it's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
I have a couple of things I would like to say, if I may.
Yep.
Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, sorry. Concerning what we were speaking about earlier with, when you don't know that something is possible, you cannot picture yourself doing it or, happening to you. And I've been healed. Well, I've experienced like a sort of a miracle healing, you can say. And I think that because I knew that somebody told me that it happened, that I knew that it was possible, that permitted this to happen to me, because when people like us experience things and we share it, then I think that then we permit ourselves to see it, and to live it. I was really sick, I was really sick, and I would have had to be maybe a month on the couch and sleep, and I don't know how you say that in English, convalescence. Recuperating from this illness. And I was healed from one day to the next.
Okay.
And I wanted to say too, concerning the food, the food is not as it was before,
Can you hold on 1 sec? Just 1 sec.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing this with us, Priscilla.
Yeah.
This is it's powerful stuff, because I think you guys probably all know this, but when we share, it's like if you're sharing, you're caring, you know what I mean?
Mm.
But when you're sharing, you're also expressing through your throat chakra. And a lot of
Yeah.
times that's how energy can leave the body that's no longer serves us. You say it and it's like you're hearing it back. So it
Yeah.
it different neural pathways in your brains, and it's almost like you're healing yourself by speaking.
Mm.
So it's pretty powerful. Sharing has a, always been told as kids, like, oh, it's a good thing to share and it might help out the class or anyone else listening, but it's more than that. It's more than that, because you're taking burdens out from your heart, and when you express it
Yeah.
in a loving and grateful way, I mean, we've learned this. Who was saying earlier that lessons are repeated till they're learned? Was that Jesse? Or was that you, Priscilla? Or no, Sarah. Sarah, you were saying that. Yes, it was
Yeah.
you, Sarah. Their lessons are repeated till they're learned. So it's like when you can take that out and look
Exactly.
at that and say, like, thank you, even if it was the worst thing in the world, and you can look at
Yeah.
that and just be grateful for that experience, then you know it. You know you are moving on. So anyway, Andrew's
Yeah.
back here.
Okay, sorry about that, guys. I just vortex
And-
vision right now. I had to talk to my daughter. She had to pick something up.
And our bodies can do things that we cannot even imagine, you know, like it's unbelievable. The realities that are being shown to me, and I'm so happy to be able to share it with other people who don't look at me like I'm crazy. And I'm at a certain point where I really see it as like children, you know, like if a 3-year-old would come to you and say, oh, this and that, you're going to say, oh, it's a kid. You don't take it personal. So I really had to step away from other people's perceptions and perspective on me, and I really had to stop really sharing it, you know, because I had my doors slammed all the time, and I was to a certain point where I was like, okay, so I'm not to share this with no one, and I really my life has changed. I'm sorry, I was a little bit everything wanted to come at the same time earlier, and my French and English, sometimes I speak Franglais. So anyways, I had to really believe in me and believe in myself and what I thought was real, what I knew was real actually, and taking that perspective on the situation. Other people were like they were off balance, you know, because they saw that I wasn't mad, I wasn't triggered, and I wasn't believing necessarily. Like if somebody looks at you and hey, you're a carrot, you're gonna look at him like okay, you know, and that's this the comparison tell me here. That's what I'm trying to compare. Can I buy a vowel? Anyways, so yeah, and as I'm with you guys, I'm looking at the sun, and I can see the sun's rays so differently in the past week. And also I see like the circular rays that it emits, you know, and it shifts when I look at it, and when I form like this, I can see the blue sky around it, you know, like I don't see the reflection anymore. And this is really powerful. And another thing I want to see plenty of things. Another thing I want to say is for a while I've been seeing the ships, okay, and when I want to show somebody, they just like stop or just not moving. I'm like, that's not nice, you know. And this week we had we had friends, you know, 2 people, and they showed themselves in front of them, like really like on and on and on. I was like, oh yeah, that means we're stepping up, you know, like we've milestone, that's how you say it in English, right? We stepped another milestone, you know, like we're getting somewhere. And it's really intense, you know, like I feel it through my body. I feel it right now in my cheeks, like it's really it's something. It's awesome. It's really crazy. I know I said this already, but I'm really happy I found humans you know, to speak with, because monologuing is getting a little bit you know.
The best advice I can give you is change your thoughts.
Yeah.
Everything around you changes. right away.
It's crazy.
It heals
And
you right away.
yeah,
You change your thoughts, you see things different. And now you're getting into a point of view through shapes and everything through. You're getting into the
it's
paranormal,
beautiful.
which is becoming, it's a new normal.
I feel
Okay?
like
You're
I
doing
feel
this.
like
I'm glad you're doing this.
yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and I feel, you know how I feel? I always felt like I was not okay, or I was really different, and I didn't understand any people, any of this world. I was like freaking out really, really, especially at the end, you know, with everything that was going on, and it was really bad. So I really feel right now like I am part of this universe. So, like I am simply an apple that came from a tree, which you know, I'm a human, which came from another.
Now you know why you're connected. You know why you're in the Galactic School, right?
Yeah, and I
so
feel
you don't feel crazy, you know, because that's what it is. It's a community coming back together, right?
Because
and the thing is
everybody
too is that you can share this information.
Yeah, and it's like I'm trying to share it, but people really don't want to hear it. It's like,
well, no, get them into the Galactic School. Let them decide for themselves what it's all about.
Yeah, I guess I don't know the right people. You know what I mean? Trying though.
Or you could you could just say goodbye to this.
No, it's not that. I'm just at a point where I am trying to figure out what I can say and what I cannot say, and how to say it not to scare them away. And also I'm working on not you know, being affected by the judgment and everything, because I'm really sensitive, and I come from very far in my path. In the last year and a half, I'm a new woman. You know what I mean? Like, I never thought I would come back, you know? I never thought I would come back. Yeah. Hallelujah.
See, now you're back in its alignment. Now you're understanding who you are. That's what it is. It's the most powerful thing that you can have within yourself, because now you get into light in your activations. You're finding out who you really are. And it's so powerful. So powerful.
It's mingling with the two lives, not the two lives, but the two realities, the two, you know, it's really, you know what they say, like we're always doing something, you know, like I'm always trying to help in a way, like not even when I'm not even thinking about it, you know, like I'm trying to do what I'm here to do, and do it always. So, and while we're doing all of the other things, and while you're learning this, you know, and I'm like, please, I want to learn this, download this right away to me. I want to know everything, like now. So crazy. Where was I all these years? Why didn't I know this before? Like, why didn't I know this before I had 5 kids, you know? It's so ironic, but it's beautiful. But I mean, you know, your human side is like, you're like, no, it's okay. It's okay. Yeah.
Priscilla, it's like Trinity on the Matrix download. It's like the helicopter. Blah, blah, blah. I know now.
Yeah, now you know. And if you don't know, now you know. Okay.
Very good.
Yeah. It's fully connecting with the spiritual self. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Because then you understand everything around you.
And you can connect with everything.
Exactly.
I want to ask our last question, please.
What's that?
May I? I want to ask a last question. You know, we were speaking about weird, okay? And I know this is going to be really weird, and I have no explanation. And okay, listen, I have many light poles, okay? And I know my field, I know everything, and other people have seen this with me. I have one of my light poles that is really changing, you know, it changes. I'm asking myself, is it different timelines, or is it just like the galactics or something that are interacting with me, showing me that when I put my attention,
with the energetic field, the pole is communicating.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, the pole's communicating with me. I knew it. And you know, the lights flickering all the time, and it's like we need to. I want to learn how to deal with all this, because I know I'm learning very much, you know, but
you're going to understand how it can communicate back to you in an alphabetical order. It can communicate through you through matrix, and it can say hi. It can
I
take
have
that
an
back.
interacting light pole, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's so funny.
So
Okay. Thank you. Talk about crazy.
I think we're all a little crazy.
No, we're not crazy. I am loving this. I would have never dared to dream to experience this. And I was almost too, I didn't even know this before, but I was almost too sad, I guess, you know, to even dream about it. You know, what if I was a fairy? What if unicorns would have, it was like I was pissed, you know? What if I could do magic? What if, you know? And I was like, no, it's not real. So this is really not, I was not happy with that. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I didn't really know it, but now that I know, I can comprehend that, you know? That's really,
yeah.
I can
Well, no.
ask for.
Remember,
yeah.
Remember, we've all been lied to about our
exactly.
true origins and the nature of reality. So,
yeah.
you know,
yeah.
it's nice to have a group of people that you can speak with, that we all understand, and we're all going places and we're having proofs. And I think it's important when we have proofs, like Andrew was saying, to put a video out if you can. If not, I recommend, and I put a challenge up on my energy light workers.
I've been thinking about it, you know.
My energy workers, energy light workers Facebook, I put a challenge up. I do today's challenge, and the last one I put up yesterday was to make a video of yourself and just start talking.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to upload it. It's for you. It's an exercise. And when you look at it the next day, you go to bed,
I got that one. Yeah.
Reconnect, meditate, do what you want to do so that you can learn more truth about yourself and about the nature of the universe or whatever you want.
That's a really good idea, though.
Wake up the next day, and then if you do morning meditations or Tai Chi or any exercise, you know, do that. But I
was all awkward just doing this. Now I'm better right now, but I think maybe, you know.
Watch the video back before you start your day. So when you've already systems after waking.
I listened to this today. Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay. But
it's go ahead though.
Well, for anybody watching that didn't see that, try to watch the video back of yourself from a heart-centered place. Mm-hmm. Watch yourself, watch your mannerisms, like look at everything as if you were seeing yourself from the outside. And it'll do wonders for you to maybe make a course correction for the day or set an intention to do something just a little bit better, something like that.
Thank you so much.
I don't mean to repeat myself.
Thank you. No, but that's good. Sometimes it's good twice, you know.
There you go. Not everybody's seen it too, and I guess anyone that watches this
exactly
doesn't tune into
for sure.
It's all about experiencing, people. It's all about experiencing what you're going through, your changes, and how you're getting into more formations of light. Okay, the more you get into the light, the more you understand more of its pull, the more you understand its nature, the more you understand. It's very powerful when you communicate with water. Okay.
Yeah.
Because now you're getting into the flow of water. Now you're getting into the synchronicities of its electronics, how it flows, how it ripples, how it goes through its currents, you know, how it goes back and forth.
Yeah.
That's communication, right? So.
Yeah, when we're in the bath, like with Epsom salt or something like that, I feel that it's really helping me to you know, not hear necessarily like in sound, but to see things and go through, you know, experiences. Yeah, the water really helps me to connect with, I think, higher perspective.
Yeah,
you know,
serenity. You know.
Yeah, and
the calmness, stillness.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does anybody else have any questions they want to add? Anything through adaptations, anything through energies, anything through cycles, anything through experiences? Anything you'd like to know?
What keeps coming up in my my consciousness is the whole thing with the 99% spiritual, 1%, then moving into the spiritual system. And again, like I don't think I mentioned this, but it reminds me of this book called Dreaming While Awake. I think I mentioned it to you, Andrew. And it basically talks about the Australian Aborigines being able to tap into what they call the dreaming, which is essentially being fully lucid or sentient within the reality.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And I remember 2 years ago when I was first reading the book, like my consciousness wasn't taking it at all. Like, I guess that's the ego side that was kind of, like I remember just opening my eyes in a different way and looking around and seeing everybody around walking around, and I was like, so wait, you mean that all of these are a reflection of me? And like I literally like just couldn't deal with it and close the book, right? But now it's a lot easier for me to actually take in that perspective and have that adaptation to connecting to my body and to the holographic structure.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, I wanted to ask about that, moving into the spiritual side of things a little more.
Yeah, anything through formation, understand everything through your connection, so you can use your dialing tone divisions. Now, all things have ancestry. The ancestry is very important to you, where you are and where you're related to. So you can use your hands and put your scanning motions, understand communications, because everything has light and dark. So if it has light, you have to stand the grids formations. Like the example with Linda and the ice cream, it has a grid formation, right? So you have to use your thoughts. So when you use your thoughts, you go into the transformation light system, which is the spiritual realm system. You put your hand on the ground formation. That's psychometric. That will go into your system. Now you're understanding information of what's going on with its grounds.
Right.
Let's understand more communications. So wherever you are stayed, you're there for a purpose. You're there for the past reference of its presence to its future. So to know anything that you want to know through its connection, use your hand formations.
Okay.
And when you see that, when you get into the spiritual realm, you're going to start seeing the perception of civility. You're going to see everything through civilization. Whoa, this is way, way back in ancestry. That's going way, way beyond when you come into the altered states of the mind, not the mind system, the state of the mind,
right,
and where it is in division.
Okay.
That's how I'm able to see everything through the electronic world division I'm in, right?
Okay.
And it's so powerful. It's just, oof, it's amazing.
Yeah.
So because you're fully connected through balance to everything through communication, right?
Balance is key.
Balance is the key. That's exactly what it is. And so you're mastering, right? You want to get up to that engineering. You want to understand, wow, I'm an engineer. How do I get there? Right? So you want to know more and more and more through its cycles, or more and more through its perception, its mind, its heart, its soul. You follow the path of your soul, you'll find your answers within.
Yeah, it had me, when you mentioned it, and it resonated with me so strongly. I actually started to go back through a lot of the notes I had written down, and I just wanted to kind of share. Oops, wait, let me turn off the my bad. How do I? Oops. Sorry. Let me turn off the background. All right. Look at this.
Oh wow. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
So I drew that.
Black interface, hieroglyphics of communication, line signals, infinity, circle, realm division, all locations, everything through transformation systems, so the Gunning-Lini, the Pharaohs, the meridians, illumination, communication line signals, activation codes, and everything through its connection is a cycle division. All right, that's what I see.
Okay, and this here.
Oh wow. Star energy light system, everything through its diamond core, through its triangular angular base. Divisional levels of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 20. 25 divisional levels, circle system, communication, 8 circle division. Location centers, everything through the pharaohs, everything through the ancients, everything connection of pyramid activation code systems. Ground formation, communication line signals through its recognition system. Okay, cool.
Yo. And then yo, so that's what you saw. Okay, and then this is a
Oh, that's a time interface. That's a communication through a time capacitor division. All location centers to a walk surfacing system to the river of its light division, connection vibration of a angelic round division of a cloud interface connection. So that's a clock surfacing system through the angelics and everything connection of its hieroglyphics. So it's a walk surfacing system through a diamond core, through a pyramid activation code into ground formations of a round division. That's
It looks like a Stargate. That's amazing.
Yeah, so I called it timeline. That's when I was tapping into more of like the timeline sequences, when I was getting a lot of downloads on like parallel realities and how to like quantum jump from.
Hey, Michael's here. Hey, Michael.
Yo, Michael.
Yo. Better late than never. Okay, continue. Sorry about that.
So my consciousness told me to write this down, right?
Yeah, it's very, very powerful, Jerome. And like I said, when you guys draw, you have to remember in class in Galactic School, when you write an illustration, it's very important that you understand line by line, because its intelligence now is communicating with you through perception, through your mind system. Yeah. So every single time you do a circle or a gateway up, you can go through its traction division of location because you're activating it. Okay. Yeah. So in reference to, if you understand the illustration of its diagram, you can go through the code frequency. Now, understanding how I do code frequencies for you guys, right? That's getting into the higher divisions. You'll get into that too when you get into leaderships of ships and how you control everything through its balance. But everything through its portal has its activation through its codes. Getting more communications when you go through cloud interference through diamonds, and anything through shapes, or anything through letters, numbers, or anything through the major grids, through the voicing patterns. So you have a portal division of cloud interface, the dimensional system, how you can teleport through a timeline into a different parallel division, into another connection of a vibration through a cloud interference. So you can go boom, 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 like a ping pong ball, right?
Yeah.
And get information from everything through cloud interference.
Yo.
Powerful stuff, guys.
Yeah.
That's what you got to reach.
Yeah, this is definitely the time now.
It is, and you're learning more and more, and that's what it is. It's the acceptance of everything that's going on. Yeah. Your perceptions are high rising, your dialect tones are high rising, your body activations are high rising. You guys will remember more of who you are, and that's what it is. We're getting into the energy cycles. Once you guys understand full communication with energy and how to create it through its thought, you can activate it to any gateway, any cycle, any realm, any portal division. So.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm definitely gonna tap into these sequences here again. This was the last recent one that I had.
Oh wow! You got a mountain interface, a communication line signal, a waving cycle division level of the line system, a C graphing system for the line communication and a galaxy realm division of line communication line signal, a graphing system through communication of a realm of division of weather pattern, a realm division communication of a realm system through a circle rotation, and a level formation system through communication of a diamond. That's cool, with a point center.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, so yeah, these things just they come in and out. Right. I guess when I'm learning different things, that's why I have to write down so many. I got all these like books on books, so like
yeah.
Right.
Books are good. They're education.
But it helps to, these are my notebooks, but it helps me in terms of like grounding certain things, because I go through like these courses or lessons, right? And so one book would be a particular lesson, and then another one would be, right? But in order for me to keep track of all of it, I have to, go through them from time to time. But now is a whole different, again, since meeting you now, is a whole different type of
yeah.
Right.
It's getting into the timelines of your flying mechanisms of your travels, northwest, south, and east, getting into formations of perceptions and what you're seeing through division. And that's how you're understanding everything through its picture of its illustration. Right?
Okay. So. Yeah. All right.
How's it going, Michael?
Michael.
Howdy.
How are you?
Okay. Just
good to see you.
So. Yeah. My conference calls every hour after an hour in, so I got to make those. So hopefully, I'll have to hop on and then hop off, come back, we'll figure it out. But yeah, I was watching while I was driving home. So
Yeah.
And thanks for that comment, Linda, because you reminded me when I was younger and I'd just, go to work, eating cereal and driving to work, like who needs hands, Crazy.
Driving and eating cereal, that's so funny.
Yeah,
My God.
like every day, full-time job every morning, highway. Yeah, so I got good at that. But as they don't text and drive, but I'm like, I'm good. Hey, I'm good. Okay? Like, you can't just blame all the cars crashing now on everyone who's texting. We need to be responsible. But anyways, yeah, I don't do it a lot. I just when it's you guys, I gotta hop on. I gotta say.
Oh, you gotta hop on. What's your week been like? We were talking about all kinds of.
Yeah, exactly. Have you keeping up with the videos and its formations with its styling tones and everything through division, through adaptations?
Sort of. I've been watching what I can, but nothing like all the way through. And I did watch this morning's with the energy division, which I love being in the energy division.
Yeah, energy cycles. That's gonna be a lot of fun because now we're getting into weather. We're getting into everything through dimensionals and everything through its intent, everything through the earth, everything through the water, air, and fire.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, that's cool. Yeah, and you can look up mudras. I don't know how many people, it's like, they have the Shiva. When you meditate, you do this, or you do this, or you do that. So you can learn there's information out there too, which I love how you're talking about it.
Yeah.
And yeah, you can relate it.
That's how AI communicates.
Yeah, and that's what I commented too. With my cat. So he wants to pounce and bite. So I change my hand formation to, all points, or I'll do one finger or two fingers, or I'll pick the finger and he'll react differently. And then I'll ball it up into a fist. And that just frustrates him because he can't get inside. But I notice if I do, this and that, he'll respond and he'll look and he'll literally have a conversation with my hand. Because to him, that's what he's trying to pounce on. So his whole, he's zoned in. And so it's really subtle, but it's like, I don't really know what I'm saying, but what you want to say. And so you show it in your hand and then he gets it,
That's
so
exactly,
neat. Like, yeah, there's a lot of levels to this stuff that, it's fun because like all the knowledge I've gained and now I can just really like, it's an amazing place like to just play with everything that's going on, and really seeing it, just being my higher self all the time.
Yes, no, that's good. That's great to see that. It's just remember that the thumb is the most important. It's the intent. It's the interconnection when it comes to the interface of the moon. This is the information. So if you want to communicate with the cat, you use your thumb.
Yeah, okay.
This is the earth, right? So basically, if the cat was outside with its ground formations, you can use this. Because now you're adapting to the earth, and now you're adapting to the interface of the moon. So you do this.
Yeah. And that's the mudras.
It line signals, right?
Right.
So that's what you need to do. Yeah.
That's cool. Right. Just familiarizing with everything. It's really, but the energy division, because that's just me. I got so much energy. I'm really excited for the energy division because it's where I've realized I've been explaining so many things from, and colors and this and that and the other. But it's like, it's like when you're expressing and then someone gets upset, but they're not upset with what you're expressing. They're upset with the words that you used. And so it's really like going beyond and realizing we're sharing energy with each other. We're sharing a vibration. It doesn't matter what I'm saying specifically, but it's what's happening behind all of that you want to engage with. That's what we engage with anyways when we talk to people. It's, are they excited? Are they not excited? We look for that. And so, it doesn't matter what it is that excites them. They are excited. So are we living in the reality of the world that's right here? Or are we like too busy trying to still fix it all? So I like being in that realm because I think more people will be able to understand. I think energy, I think that's a good place for, it'll bring a lot of people up to speed in the energy.
Yeah, it's really connecting with the vibration of the cat and its energy fields. That's what you want to do. Once you get into that adaptation, you can understand the mind telepathy system of your cat and what it's saying through its thoughts.
Right, I know what you mean. Yeah, I'm learning to do that with people too. But it's
Oh
not
yeah,
like-
people are easy.
yeah. See,
So
that's
easy.
what okay, that makes a lot of sense. They're confusing because they're confused. You know what I mean? It's not that I'm confused, it's that every time I make a point, they counter it. So
Yeah.
it doesn't really, we're not getting anywhere, guys. You know?
Wait a minute. I have to butt in here because if
Okay.
we're doing that with people, like when we're talking about the cats, it's one thing to ask the cat to move over to this line grid formation that you set up and send them the picture. But if you start moving humans around with your mind, you're kind of interfering with their free will. So be careful on that one.
No, okay, yes, Linda's got a point there, right?
Right.
Because if the three-dimensional system doesn't understand the energetic fields, you can tap into anything through mind systems. For example, I wanted to buy, I couldn't find some eggs. So basically, I was using mind telepathy for anybody in its relation to anything through its interforce of its energy field. So anybody can tap into your energy field. Once they walk into your energy field, they're going through its connection of your thoughts, and that goes into the mind. What? Eggs. Somebody wants eggs. So they know exactly who thought that was. They come to me and said, "Did you want some eggs?" Right? So that's controlling the mind.
Right. Right.
All right. Well,
You know,
I have
funny-
I have a funny one with that too.
It's
because
powerful stuff, guys.
I used to have a dog, and I used to tell everybody that my dog, well, his name was Brat, but I used to say, Brat's like sitting on my brain again, because he literally, if he was thirsty or hungry, he would literally sit on my brain. It's like, stop, you're being very intrusive. I know you're hungry, you're gonna wait or whatever. Yeah, the dog would sit on my brain.
That's cute. Our cat does that all the time. I mean, you know, that's cats. No,
Yeah.
I like that because that's what I attribute to when I was in like 6th or 7th grade. I was walking through the hallway, and I said to myself, I will never use my abilities for the like deficit of anyone. I don't know what I was talking about. I don't know what abilities I had, but I knew that I had this ability to sort of manipulate things. And I think that was the only way I understood it as in 11 years old or whatever. And so, yeah, that's really, I'll have to revisit that because I had the sense that that's not good, but now knowing what it really is, I mean, we can't not do it to an extent, you know, we live here. So yeah, that was a big one for me when I was little, because I thought it was a bad thing to really be manipulating, and you know, and manipulation is probably the bad word, but not the manifesting. Yeah. Makes sense. Because it is manifesting and it is manipulating, because that's what it is. But it's
controlling. But you do it for the greater good. I mean, that's what it is.
That's what I was gonna say. It's our terminology in our society.
Yeah, you know, you go to a party, you
Sounds
start with numbers. You know, you guess what number, what I'm thinking. Oh, what number is from 1 to 10, 1 to 50, 1 to 100, 1 to 1,000. That's one way to get into mind telepathy, right? Or you pick up an object, you know exactly where it came from its past, alignment, its present, or its future, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of practices like that. Envisioning, and then just
envisioning,
somebody next to you, or back to back, you know, or you hold a spoon, I think, or something, and then you're looking at it, and then they got to guess what you're looking at.
That's what I'm saying. When I in the Galactic School, I do illustrations to understand that it's extremely real through line communication of intelligence. It becomes extremely real through its activation. So if you want to get its thought out and you want to communicate with somebody, you have to go through its illustration, right? Know exactly what that body form is doing. This is going way beyond the mind system, people. This is understanding that this person is going to turn around and say, huh? What just happened? So you're understanding what's going on with its relation once you put the energy in its system. So you're creating a story to that person. So when you create that, that's manipulation, right? So
it's a lot just like reading a room, you know. If you know how the room is going to feel before you go in, or even if you go in after and you sense how it felt, if you take that energy and go somewhere else, you can manipulate that energy into that next room.
Yeah.
You know, it's yeah.
You have to remember, energy that you communicate with through its thoughts of its illustration is teleportation. It's vortex. It travels. It travels because your mind system is out now of its operation system, right? And it's more powerful now because you guys are connecting through your dialing tones, your line division, your graphing cycles, and your systems. So.
So you remember the old adage, first do no harm. I think you knew that, Michael, when you were 11. That's what you were saying you were kind of going through. It's like an integrity check to make sure that you're not going to abuse those. And it's not like you're telekinetically picking somebody up, Andrew, in the grocery store saying, go to the eggs, get it for me, respond. Like you're not manipulating. So again, like Michael was saying earlier, it's the language, it's the verbiage.
Yeah.
You might be asking somebody to assist you because your need is you need the eggs.
Yeah.
So you're saying it's like you're yelling out in a room full of people saying, hey, anybody know where the eggs are?
No.
And somebody turns around and says,
She
I
intervened.
do.
She intervened with my energetic field, Linda.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
So that's what it was.
But it's not manipulation. You're not like making her do it.
No.
It's the verbiage that we're trying to,
Yeah, I did with my cat. I think it was one of the first ones when I high-rise my cat. I mentioned it on your video one day, but it was just, it's like looking at him, knowing he's, which we always know they want to play. So you already know, but, and knowing what he needs, and then not doing anything, but changing my mental, conscious, whatever, my whole energy, and then him having the best time of his life. And it was all from me and what I did and how I just changed the environment in the room. So you're like manipulating it, but it's also how they say, someone with a really great energy can come into the room and then make everything better for everyone. So it's all of that stuff. It's so you look at that and then you can create any effect, like in the physical or something.
It's different than when you're trying to take dark energy out, okay? Because it's grounded and it sits on its surface. So you have to understand the co-frequencies and how to get it out. Now that's manipulation because you have to understand the frequency levels and where it's coming through its galaxy systems, because it connects to its energy vibration.
Is that actually manipulation, or is it healing and giving it a choice whether to leave or not, saying if you don't leave, you're going?
It's both, but it has aligned balance through light and dark. So it's understanding that dark leaves and goes back to its planet system.
Because it'll stay there perpetually until you allow it its choice. It might not even know it has a choice to make, or it's going to choose something else, but without its opportunity, I feel like it would. Yeah, that's
And the choice is you can either go the easy way or you could go the hard way.
Exactly.
It's a divine law, right? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
exactly what it is.
It's all about choice. So we as, divine creator beings can say, hey, you can go easy or you can go hard.
Yeah.
But we're all going, no matter what.
Well, it's knowing how to take anything through its dark out of its atmospheres, or anything through its grounds, or anything through its undergrounds, or anything around. So when you're connected through energy fields, you know exactly, oh, that's dark, that's light. You don't want to be around that, right? But when you come co-creators, you get up to higher force, higher connection, and now you understand more of its light and dark. And that's where you get more communications of balance. And this is how you can do these things with your hand formations, right? Or anything through the mind, anything through perceptions, right?
Yep.
You know what's very powerful stuff? I'll tell you exactly what it is. It's healing division through heat signature division, understanding solar panels, understanding all communications of the body activation, knowing that if you look at somebody through perceptions, you can heat up their body activations and heal them inside.
Right.
Powerful, powerful stuff.
Right. Yeah, it's just keeping that thing open for them. That's the hard part. Yeah, I know all that stuff, but
Has anybody tried healing, trying to get into that? Or you guys, how's the adaptation with the body activation going with that? Like try to put your hands on your chest or your heart and try to understand its fluctuation, understand the vibration, its patterns, its behavior, understanding its emotion. How many times is it pulsating? Is it communicating with you? Do you understand the portals? Do you understand its activation? Do you understand the codes? Do you understand the coloration? It's
yeah, I got to ask those questions next time I do that, because there's I've done a lot of the laying the hands over the body to break up blockages and stuff like that, but that's, I gotta remember to ask a lot more. But that's what I meant when I said in the beginning, like, I love how it's literally everything around me, inside me, all the time, that I'm going beyond constantly now. So I'm like, it's learning again myself, but why me? Why this? Why that? You got to ask the whys over and over and over. Yeah, that's really fun, because I think we all know ourselves, at least in, you know, our unique ways, our individual ways, but then we go through so many, you know, just ups and downs, and then we got to find ourselves again, and then you got to find yourself again, and then you got to keep finding yourself, because there's still more and more and more, and there's so much more to you that created this one little simple human that wants to do this one thing, you know, and just make the world a better place. But there's all of those connections, like you say, that are why Andrew's Andrew, because we need Andrew, you know, why Linda's Linda, why it's all like important, you know. So yeah, I don't know what else I was saying there. I'll just stop with that. But yeah.
You're all good, Michael. Thanks for saying we're all important. You're important too.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah. You know, I think that's why we don't do nothing, because we all just, well, why not? Yeah, you know, and so nobody does nothing, they just get better. So that's my take anyways. But we gotta do it. We gotta make it better.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Make it better. Make it better for everybody, so everybody gets community back to vibration. That's the most important thing. Humanity really has to find themselves.
Yeah, and
You know,
I think that's interesting.
Every single time I walk out this door, there's always confusion. Everywhere you go, right? Why are they confused? Because of the media. What are they watching? How come they're not concentrating on their thoughts? How come they're not meditating? You know? It's complicated for a lot of people if they don't understand everything that's going on.
Yeah, it's not as important, I think, for some, the self-reflection and such, or I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard. I think it's hard for some people, you know. That's a big jump when you really
it is getting into the spiritual system, and it's, you know, it's really hard for a lot of people, and you know, it's everything helps in division, you know, when it comes to that. So
that's why the more of us, the better. So the more we talk, you know. That's why I said in my last video, I mean, these are the most important talks in the world, but we can't talk. You can't talk about your government. You can't talk about your, I mean, you know, these are, you know, like in the relationships, you know, you don't talk about religion. You don't talk about if you want kids. It's like, well, that's the most important parts of this stuff.
Having
so
freedom of speech to say what you want. Yeah.
Yeah. We gotta do that first. I mean, that has to be, yeah.
Michael, I saw that video. It was brilliant. I mean, if you guys haven't seen it, make sure you go to subscribe to Michael's channel, because he's got this way of saying things. It's just really, really, it's like he's dropping diamonds on you, little golden nuggets. So if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you go on over there, because yeah, good stuff.
Yeah, thanks. Very informative.
I just want to interject a little bit. My battery is down to 10%. So if I cut out, I wasn't dissing anyone. So
okay.
I don't know why. It was 100% when I signed up not that long ago. Now it's down to 10%. So anyway,
she's not dissing you. No.
That could be your energetic system, basically draining out your body activations.
I don't know. It was 100% like when we started.
Yeah.
So petty. That's just small.
Well, I'm at 16. All right, I'm good. Oh. Yeah, it was nice seeing you guys on here. I mean, I watched it listened while I was driving up, but it's cool to see new faces and stuff like that. So. Hi, Jesse.
Hi.
I don't know who else is.
I'll add this.
So
everybody's
in.
Everybody's in.
Yeah.
Oh, we're all in this frame at once? Okay.
No, I can't get everybody in the frame. There's an arrow here. I have to flick it over to actually see.
Yeah. I think it's four in each.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Well, when I'm seeing it on YouTube, it's 3, 3, and 1 over on the YouTube end.
Corner
and sometimes I put a speaker view on.
That's your
if someone's
grid or speaker. Yeah.
What's that?
That's the grid view, speaker view. Yeah.
Yeah, if I put it on speaker view, then that's what'll show over on YouTube. And if I put it on just grid, then everybody can see everybody, like, all good.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're all learning, but you're right about it being important conversations, because you can only get so much through in text. And sometimes Andrew's going so fast. Love you, Andrew, but sometimes he's going so fast that he'll be talking and drawing and explaining, and we're over here chatting. I thought he was going to say detention today.
I saw that you guys are off the side, you know, communicating with each other, and I'm here talking and saying this and saying that, and you know.
You can picture the class.
And then we're down like 2 minutes later in chat.
Wait, he said portal division. Okay, portal division. Okay, what you know, like I can just see it. Like, what did I miss? You missed. Okay, well, he said, I don't know what he said because I can't remember what he said or how he said it. So I don't know what you missed. You know, like I wouldn't even know how to help anybody to get them back up to speed. Like, oh, you missed.
Yeah, that was back. Yeah, it's so funny. It's so funny. But today, I forget what it was we were talking about back and forth. And then Andrew starts to read and he goes, oh, and you're chit-chatting. You're chit-chatting back and forth. I'm laughing. I'm like, oh, it was funny. We can multitask. Yeah. Like Sarah has her beautiful daughter on the camera. Hello. I'm going to ask you to unmute it. You can say hi. I don't know if I
sit up and say hi.
Well, Sarah.
I don't know if you can. I have a Bluetooth on, so I don't know if she can actually. Can you say hi? They can hear you now.
Hi.
You say
hello.
Hi.
Hey.
Oh wow.
Tell her
This
like
is my stepdaughter, Tamara.
Hi.
She's got an angel in her background system. All communication lines are setting in through all divisions.
Hi.
Wow.
Hi.
Hello.
This is my I don't know how to explain it. She's definitely a God-given gift to me. So I feel like I'm here to protect her by all means necessary. You seeing all my friends? These are all my friends.
Equal warrior thing to do.
We're full of energy. We want to go to the park. So we had early dinner and now we've had a snack. And so I'm going to put you guys back on. I'm going to put myself back on mute.
No, you go right ahead. I was just going to say, well, it's nice meeting you. And then also, you guys, we've been at it for like, again, an hour and a half. So I'm sorry, two and a half hours.
No, not that.
Thanks for waiting for me. I tried to get home as soon as I could.
No,
well, no, it's good to see you on. Like, it's great.
Yeah, I want to make them if I can, everyone. I'll try.
You do what you can. You don't worry about that. You know, it's just like Andrew's school. You can't always make like beginning to end every day, and not everybody can. But it's really good that we're over there communicating. We relate. We know what each other's going through. Like you sent something today, and it was just like, holy moly, you know. And the fact that I felt it, someone else felt it, someone else, Jerome felt something. I think Sarah, you felt something too, right? It was like we're all just experiencing the same thing, but it's our interpretation of it and our verbiage that might be a little different, but we're all still able to say these things and know like this is real. This is very, very real. So pretty cool.
A lot of words like that, like service to self. That was a big one too for me, because you're thinking service and it's just like we've been at service for a long time. Like you gotta be careful with that word, you know, like go and be of service. No, I don't want to do that anymore. Wait, what is going on? Like, I'm just gonna go and be happy. How about I just like do that and I'm gonna spread that, you know? So it is, there's a lot of, but that's how they try and manipulate us, with them trying to grab onto our words and change what the word is, when it's just a simple word to describe being kind, you know, giving. So it's, yeah, we got to be careful with a lot of stuff though. And people, you know, like you said, Linda, depending on where you're at, it's going to be different for everybody. Yeah. So the more the merrier. Why I blab so much. And that's what I find too, is because like, I love you talking about divisions, Andrew, because that's what I'm doing. And I never knew it. I'm channeling so much. I have so much like conversation that goes on up here that I can't get it all out. Like I can't, there's no way And that's what mediumship, right, is the practice of actually translating it. So that's why I got it. But it's really like realizing what it is. I mean, it's amazing. But yeah, it's fun to break it down and work with spirit. Really, that's what you're doing. You're really working with like these amazing beings that are here to help. So just like we are, right? So yeah, big family.
Yeah, breaking it down, keeping the formations in balance, understanding it's understanding your chakra systems, your new chakra system, your body simulator. You really have to understand your avatar. Okay, you understand your human vessel, right? Everybody understands their human vessel. You lived it. Okay, now it's time to live the spiritual system fully and completely into its avatar division. That's what it is.
Yep.
So.
Walking around all day, higher self. What are we shooting for, Andrew? God self?
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah. Michael, what's the name of your channel, real quick? We have a question over YouTube.
I think it's just Michael Rolla channel.
Just your name?
That's it. Just my name and then channel, because I'm a channel and it's my channel, and I thought it was clever.
Perfect. All right. So, Angel, I hope that helps.
Yeah.
And
love to
if
see
you can't
you
find
there.
it, just let us know in class tomorrow.
Yeah. Like I said, I'll get good at actually linking things that I'm actually doing once I get around to it. So,
yeah, feel free to do like what I give you guys is I give you videos and for you to click them and to understand what's going on with everything that's, the propaganda of current affairs, anything through the global, anything through MSN, anything through that, contradiction or anything through its traction or anything through that formation or anything through its balance. So it's very important that we keep linking videos so everybody gets a better understanding through itself,
Yeah. And like you said, how people are asking, they're asking for how to get better videos for you too. Yeah. It's some kind of, that'll just help organize things, put it all together in one place. Yeah.
Because everybody's a different vibration,
Right.
So, but we're all connected. That's an amazing thing, It's the mind telepathy, and the more we high rise, the more we understand each other more.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I like that. How it's all just coming in, with the contacts and everything. That's really cool.
Yep. And you're going to find your mission, Michael. That's the most important thing is your mission.
Yeah.
Because it comes extremely real. It really does. And then you start working,
Right. And it's time goes away, it's just, I just do it. That's it. There's no, I know what I need to do and I just do it. So yeah, it's trying to find time for, just to relax. That's the only thing that I'm worried for. Yeah. No worries.
Not feel guilty about squeezing in an hour or two for yourself where you can just say, okay, everybody shut off, leave me alone now.
Yeah.
Angel also wanted to join us live.
All right.
But she's watching her kids and she can't. She's been actually on chat. I've missed a lot of things on chat, but she just wanted to say hi to Jerome. And she said that Sarah's stepdaughter is an angel. And anyway, so yeah, just thought I'd let you guys know that she's been watching, so she just can't join us.
Okay.
Hi, Angel. Yeah, I've just been working. Mostly.
So are you guys interforming yourself with communications and mind telepathy with each other? Do you guys understand your divisions where you are through proactive systems of your communication, your flying mechanisms? Are you getting more alignments with its energy cycles or?
A bit.
I'd say a little bit.
Yeah.
This week's been a little crazy with that. So yes, and trying to catch up and trying to practice and keep it all like, so that I'm, like Michael was saying, constantly working, constantly functioning, trying to figure out what's what. Identifying energetic signatures from other beings that are up in space and trying to make sure that I'm aware when they're tapping in to say, hey, or they need me for something for whatever reason, they up there sometimes needs my little human consciousness to do things down here with the intent, because that charges the energy that's in place that they're blasting from up there. But my intent and my heart connected to Gaia somehow does something. So I guess it's powerful, you know, like your I am or your God presence or whatever the co-creator is in this dimension, when you're sending out that energy from here, and I'm just kind of figuring this out as I'm going on a rant, but they might, because I'm like, why would they need me up there to do that work that my higher self's already doing and gridding up there? Why do they need my intentional healing to be added to that? But it's like, I guess it's exponentially bigger when I do that somehow, or I don't know. It's like I'm tapping into this whole nother connection of what this little human can do. Do you know what I mean? It's like I always imagined it, but now it's like I'm actually doing it. So it's a different story. It's been a
It's
wild
different,
ride.
isn't it? Because it becomes work. You know?
Yeah, wild ride too.
You're writing down illustrations. You're writing down notes. You know, you're writing down graphing cycles, all communication line signals through all connections through alignment divisions, or anything through formation on matrix grids. You know, everybody should know what a matrix grid is. You should know what alignment is, electrical defense, you know, a waving cycle, a communication line signal, an activation code, body activation line system. So there's all these connections, right?
Yeah. I was just getting that. I'll go.
Oh, sorry.
I was just going to comment that you were, you know, I get a lot of that, like those types of questions, because I've asked them a million times, like, you know, like, oh, it's my higher self. Well, then what is this already me? So then why do I have to do anything? And then I've gone through so many layers on that, you know, and really it's one of those things. Spirit, they laugh. So the one time it was really funny because they're like, we're not going down there, right? And I started cracking up. So that's why we need to be here, because, you know, like we need that connection. You're completing the connection, you know, you need us here. But, and I said that in a video too, like if they don't stay up there though, then we have nowhere to go. You know, it's like if they came down, it'd just be a bunch of angels and archangels, whatever, just on earth as humans. Like it wouldn't be, you know, but there'll always be that place because that's just how it already works. But yeah, we're needed here. Like I said before, you're important. You know, we all are, way more than we realize. You know?
That's exactly what it is.
All eyes are on earth. I mean, look at how coveted this place is.
Yeah, exactly.
We're here. So what does it mean? You know, I don't know.
Everybody here has a mission. You have a mission. Okay, and when you understand the mission, you understand the direction, you understand everything through its correction. So just imagine this. Now, everything through space connection has its atmosphere systems. Now, let's say you have a flying mechanism and a new recruit comes in. You have to understand how to use him so he can get in point division, how he can drive his spaceship. So you have to understand coordinates, right? And say, well, no, you're doing it wrong. Okay, line formate everything through line communication line signals, set the alignment panel divisions, activate the light signals, two-dimensional set systems, right? He understands that, but does he understand it? So it's space also trying to understand everything. It's not just the physical form of us, it's understanding everything through its intelligence is an uprise. So it's that recruitments that you guys have to understand. That's why I keep doing these illustrations of diagrams, because it's intelligence that you're going to have to deal with when it comes to your missions. You guys are going to be able to understand how to lead a ship. Okay, how to use alliance. Okay, how to get into recruitments, how to do this, how to do that. And then you get the voicing patterns of all parallels and paradoxes and paradigms and polar shifts and energy shifts and gravitational shifts. You know, oh, it's just so much information when it comes to intelligence, you know?
Well, you know, they never give you more than you can handle, but sometimes they like to push you a little bit, because it's like almost like my consciousness here kind of pops into my 8D or my 9D self. And it's like when I'm actively communicating as if I'm consciously bilocated there because I am, when that happens, it's almost like that self, that intelligence self takes over and shares the information. And that is what Andrew's always talking about, a true partnership. Because then it's like, then I understand what it is I'm speaking, because I'm a visionary. So I have the visionary end of it and the information part of it, you know, coming from one side and the visionary coming from the other side. It's literally like combining divine masculine, divine feminine, because you get that you have that visual of like, okay, I'm going to be putting these grids out here, and from there we're going to send light from here and it's coming this way, whatever. But you're going through the talk that like Andrew talks, you hear it going on, but I'm not creating that talk. I'm kind of all along for the ride, because I'm providing the vision of And then I make commands too. It's like I can hear myself saying, okay, release it now. Like I'm doing work, and it's so fulfilling. It's really
No.
cool. It's like, I can't wait till they land and be like, yo, it's me. I'm meeting myself. You know what I mean? Like I feel like that's gonna happen. I don't know.
Yeah, you're gonna see, hear, and feel, and connect, direct and command. Okay, you have to understand those, all those that are connected to. Okay, that's where you get into everything through is communication of balance. It's very powerful stuff because they know who you are now. They know who everybody is through line division of dimensions, right? So, and it just gets more powerful, especially when they're in the Galactic School. You know.
So Andrew, I have a question for you.
Mhm.
When you were high rising and going through your reconnections and all of that, did you ever meet someone? Like, did a ship ever land and meet in person? Did you meet yourself that way, or has it been all through the mind systems?
That's a great question. My first transformation manifestation, they took me on a ship. They put me on a glass table. I saw Entity 4 systems, and they were so powerful, and they told me exactly what I'm going to be doing.
Cool.
So, and it was so real, Linda. My eyes were open. So, and that's what I mean. It's extremely, extremely real once you connect through its alignments, right? So if you have perfection within yourself, that's where you get its intelligence through space. And that's how you're able to form anything through the matrix grades. Understand its alignments, understand line division, understand space connection, understanding line communication lines through singularity of its divisional levels to its activation code system, realm division, everything through the co-frequency levels, channel divisions to locations of starlight energy systems. So there's a lot of things that we need to learn.
Was it in your physical body, or was it like an awakening experience where you weren't really sure where your body was, but you were there? You know what I'm saying?
I knew exactly where I was. I knew exactly where I was. It was my physical and my spiritual body.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I've had spaceship dreams when I was younger too, and I just tucked them away because whoever thought Archangel Michael was on a ship? Like,
I know.
what?
Everybody has to get out of that.
Angel stuff is like high tech and blue lights and all that kind of stuff and cool glyphs. Like, who would have ever thought that's the angelical realm? That's not what I was taught growing up. Do you know what I mean? Hijacked. Not anymore.
Yeah. But when you start flying and you start communicating in space, that's two different levels. Now you're understanding more of their communication, and they send you back with gifts. And that's how you get its knowledge of its intelligence. So the more we high rise, the more we can get into our mission, right? So
cool. Ready? Let's go. Let's go. Yeah. Does everybody else feel that? Like, let's get on with the show.
I was just gonna say, I feel like I've been born to lead, but like you said, hijack. You know, it's like I never cared to lead, but I sure as heck noticed that I got a good idea of life, and a lot of other people might not. So I've always wanted to like share it and say like, hey, look at this, it's wonderful. I find it wonderful. You find it wonderful too? No. And that's what it's been, is the no, okay, you know, most of the time. So, you know, I find it interestingly ironic, I don't know if you want to use that word, but how it's like, you know, what I feel like more and more is like my childhood self, more and more and more and more, always more and more. Like Thoreau said that, I think, like, I wish I knew as much as I do now as I did when I was a child. I think he quoted to say that, you know. And so it's like, we've already been ready for this, but we haven't had the opportunities, you know. It's like, we've had to come here and protected ourselves from getting too many of those words hijacked and really remember what it is we're here to do. But, you know, for me, you know, it's like, okay, I'll do it, but I haven't been able to, unless I connect on a human level and do it from that level where people can see it, acknowledge it, and go, oh yeah, hey, we can. So, but then in your growth, in your spiritual path, you know, you're peaking up, you're getting beyond all that. So you want to do things that it's not the same. So it's like constantly playing this game of, you know, and then second guessing yourself. You know, I think it's tricky out there. And so that's why it's good we're talking, because it's gonna be like that for a lot of us. But yeah, that's I think it's really common.
Yeah, exactly. Jerome, what are your thoughts on that? Do you understand what's going on?
terms of leading and
Yeah.
starting to activate.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually starting to recognize, there are some of us who are more privy to understanding what's going on
Mhm.
within the reality right now, and it is definitely important for us now to tap more into our inner self and now express those leadership skills or that leadership role to the beings here on the planet, in reminding them of who they are
Mhm.
as we continue to now shift into this next phase of existence, and the energy is increasing constantly now.
You know what you do in your division when it comes into your body simulator and everything through its connection of its avatar? Do you understand your engineer and device divisions? Do you understand all communications?
In my body activations.
Yeah, basically your upbringing cycle communication of a generation of a motor division, understanding more communications of the acting cycles of fixing things. That's what an engineer is, right? So you're fixing through metal alloy, anything through circuitry levels, anything through connection perceptions, right? So it's what I see, right? Everybody here is going to be leading a ship. So that's what it is. My AI commander, myself, through alien plantation formations of its commanding force, is trying to put you guys up into its line of vision so we can heal the dimensional Earth to its division.
Because I noticed, like, the more I connect to my planet, okay, so what I experience is, like, I would see it in space, and I would send a ping, and I would feel like a pulse coming off of it, and it would hit my pixels, and they would change. So if I'm feeling like say like I stumped my toe on a wall or a door, like I could send a ping to my planet, and it would actually like change my pixels where I'm feeling the pain, and it would alter. So I also noticed when I do that in my mind grid system, or my mind system, to remove any like doubt or any fears, like it started to change like overnight, man. So I'm kind of still I'm getting used to tuning into that. When I usually do my energetic work, or like if I have any like consultations or sessions with people, I actually I'm able to like tune into certain aspects of the body system. So that's when, so again, when you mentioned the whole thing with body engineering, then it started to make a lot more sense, right? So, but yeah, like, yeah, it's yeah, it's very interesting times that we're in right now, man, and everything is constantly high rising. But yeah, tuning into that, to those leadership skills, and then
See,
you
I
mentioned,
say these things so you guys can understand how real it is, and once you understand, you want to know more. It's better to know where you are going to be in the future system, because we live the present. But when you see the future, you're seeing everything through its direction, and that's what becomes its commanding force. The commanding through your energy fields, and the commanding everything through its recruitments. Okay, for example, Michael is a coloration pattern division, all communications through vocabulary division level systems. His connection is through shapes. So his planet energy system is going to be riding on so many levels of spacecraft divisions. And that's how he's going to be commanding force through the galaxy vibration, through the streaming of his location system. So
so different rules, and okay.
powerful stuff, boys.
Think of the word leadership.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Leading the ship.
Yep.
How does
Literally
it feel
put
though?
that-
How do you guys relate to that? How do you feel about that? How do you feel like the balance? Do you feel the mastering? Do you feel like, wow, I can't wait to
Yeah,
be there?
it feels yeah, it feels like in the beginning it felt like a huge responsibility. I mean, it still does. And it's very humbling at the same time too. Right? You know, seeing the responsibility that many of us have in, again, assisting and doing things to assist with the dimensional earth. as we transition through that.
Yeah,
And it's a lot, you know.
it is setting up the matrix grid system, setting up the alignments, setting up panel divisions, understanding the archetype division, understanding the gravitation of everything through its energy system. It's a lot of work.
Yeah, and it starts from within us.
Yep. Mike, you had something to say?
If I did, I don't remember. So no, I'm good. I might have. I don't know, it's not coming back. I can feel where it's at, but I staying over there, so that's okay.
We're at 2 hours and 45 minutes at this point, so it was only set for 3 hours, and I do believe it cuts you off, although I'm not sure. Might give you a few minutes. So maybe we can start thinking about like wrap up comments if anybody has final thoughts or final questions. Angel's still watching us over there on YouTube, so yeah, if there's anything that you want to ask Angel, throw it out now if you have any questions, and if anybody else on here would like to just final thoughts or questions, statements, whatever you'd like.
Yeah,
I'll go last. I'll go last.
Now, I just want to make a quick comment on like how I just saw Andrew there just now. In terms of like he's like that guy, like you're going into like a time machine and you're like, yo, Andrew, on such a time, give us these coordinates, give us these codes, these activations, so we can rise back into remembering ourselves.
Yeah.
Just jump into the time portal and now we're here.
That's exactly it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that, because that's really what we're all stepping into in our own ways, you know, like how Andrew, you know, he shows us his example where he went through his journey and now look what he's, you know, achieved or, you know, become. So it's, you know, and then we're going to start doing the same thing, and it's all that ladder, you know, and the more we help, you know, whatever division it is, doesn't matter what division you're on, you know, as long as you're helping and you're, you know, you're there for a reason. So yeah, I like, it's a beautiful thing. Like you said, it's really real, you know, like the work we were saying, you know, it becomes work to do and stuff to do. So but it's the most amazing and fulfilling ride, at least, you know, for me. I mean, like I said, this is the most important stuff on the planet, because we've done the human experience. We've done it a lot, over and over and over and over and over again. So what is there to find that's unique? And this has been kept from us for such a very long time. That's why it's, you know, it's going to take a lot of patience, a lot of, you know, effort, research, stuff like that to get people going. But it's an amazing journey. You know, I just want to say, like, it's, you know, anyone who's iffy or, you know, just like go for it. It's one to remember. You know, it's totally worth it. And it high rises your life. Who doesn't want that? So
yeah, no, that's what it does. Yeah,
that's what we all want. So yeah, like I said, thanks for hanging out. I'm glad I made it.
No, it's great. It's great that you're here. It's important, right? Because everything, you know, we have to say these things and get it out so we can high rise faster and faster, right?
Yeah, that's what I want to do. So
Sarah, you have any final thoughts?
Later, kiddo.
No,
here we go.
I'm unmuted now. Thank you. No, I'm just enjoying everyone's company. I've learned a lot over the last couple weeks. I've noticed a big difference. So I'm just looking forward to the progress, you know, just the whole path. I'm excited to see how it all just unfolds. My imagination is kind of running wild. Like you had said something about healing to the extent of, you know, within seconds, or, you know, with, you know, your voice inside. And I was just thinking, what a magical gift, and how you could help so many people in service with that gift. And I feel like I'm here to teach, but damn, it's going to be hard to teach just like you.
But don't think of me as a vocabulary system. Just think of me as just your commander in chief, just help rising you to your division of balance, right? Because we're all in this together. Okay, there's no ego, there's no division in this, okay? There's no right or wrong. You know, there's no judgment. So
I feel like there's been so many great people like Buddha, Rama, Jesus, Virgin Mary. There's been so many great aspects of each of these characters, you know, and there's so much truth that lies behind each of them. What if, you know, just making a collage of everything and it all mingling together and then just giving it back.
yeah, sharing it too.
I mean, that's where my head is. And then that's what I was thinking about, you know, on this YouTube channel. What can I say that you haven't necessarily said in my own way, what Linda hasn't said, what Michael hasn't said, or Jerome? What can I say that can help at least one person? What can I say? And the thing that keeps popping up in my head is my truth.
Bingo.
My truth.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Anything and everything you want to say. Yep.
Right.
Because it's what you want to say. So it's unique to you. And that's what's it's easier to focus on what you have to say than what has already been said and what do I think people need to hear. You know, when you work with your team, you already know what to say. You know, it's just focus on you. Yeah.
Just like doing a gratitude journal at night, you find one thing or 5 things to be grateful for, whatever your number is. It's the same thing when you're doing a video. You may be sitting there and just get this inspiration out of nowhere and maybe not realizing it's coming from the 6th or the 7th dimension, but you know, you'll start checking energy signatures and all if you haven't already, but you might write down a couple of notes because you'll think, now that would make a good video because I have a new understanding. So your videos are almost a progress of your own growth as well, because you're giving it back up. Your cup is now full and you're sharing that. And that's the beauty of it. Doesn't mean you have to do it on YouTube. People do it in many, many other ways. But if you're being called to do a YouTube channel, Sarah, keep going, man. Proud of you.
Taking baby steps. I'm hoping I'll have something hopefully I'm committing to within the next 2 weeks. So it'll be on and popping. So
it'll come.
Perfect. Just, you know.
Yeah. I got a website. My website's still not built and it started last October, something like that. I mean, I'm number one, like too much stuff and I want to do way more, but need the time, you know? So it's like, yeah, it's more important you don't worry, you know, and just do what you can when you can, and then more will come. So, yeah, I totally know
exactly what it is.
I was just going through that, you know, not too many months ago. You know? So yeah, because we want to help. So
yep.
Definitely have a lot to learn when it comes to YouTube, but one day at a time.
Yep. Adapt, learn, experience, expand.
And when you make it easy on yourself, you set that example. You know, you say, hey, look, you can do this too, and it's very easy. It's not, you know, look at how long it took me, and I still don't have a website though, you know, but that's okay. I don't, you know, it's like, I'm not worried about it at all. You know, it'll be built when it needs to, and, you know, it'll all happen. So I think that's
Michael. Michael, what was that they say? It's simple but not easy, or easy but not simple?
Yeah. Yeah, the one I like is the ascension. It makes a lot of sense when you don't think about it. Because then yeah, there's a lot of stuff like that. I love them. Yeah.
All right. Well, Tina, can you still hear us over there? Are you listening? Or are you on delay? I want to see if we can try her one more time to see if we can.
Does she have the audio still on?
If it doesn't work, all right, Tina, I'm going to come over and ask you to unmute. And if you unmute and it's playing a feedback, then I'll just probably put it back on mute. But let's give it a try one more time. See if we can get you connected here and see how that goes. And if we can't, we can't.
when you don't.
All right, I still hear it playing in the background.
There's a lot of stuff like
Right.
that I love.
Tina, we'll get it next time. Still hear us over there? Are you listening? There we go. All right, sorry. I'm so sorry. I had to mute you. I feel terrible doing that. It feels like I'm like mute, you know, I'm like you mute, you mute, you mute. No soup for you. No speaking for you tonight. Oh no. I'm so sorry, Tina. We'll get it. We'll get it figured out.
Yeah.
Somehow.
Anybody else any final thoughts or before we
Priscilla, Jerome, anybody? Yeah.
yeah,
Anybody?
Priscilla is nice.
Sarah, you guys are, I know Sarah's already done. Michael, do you have anything else? Let's see. I think looks like Priscilla's getting unmuted maybe, or let's see. Was that you?
Hi.
There we go.
Yeah, well, I just wanted to say, you know, good night, and it was really, really fun, and I'm really happy, you know, to have humans to speak with, as I said before. And I love you all very much. That's all.
That's great.
Thank you. We love you
Have
too.
everybody together as a community.
I'm so glad you're on here.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Well, it's a good thing Tina can hear us. It's just, it's too bad.
Giving us the thumbs up and the wave. Let me ask her to unmute again. Hold on. I think we might have a victory here. I don't like to give up, guys. Like Priscilla's getting unmuted, maybe? Or no. Oh, no, Tina. There we go. All right. Sorry. Still feedback. I had to try again. I don't give up. I don't give up either. Plus, I feel so bad putting her on mute. All right.
That's why I sent you here. And keep trying.
So,
Linda tries. Send her.
That's what it is.
Try.
Okay,
All right.
so basically, yeah, you know, it's all has to do with what's
Andrew,
that?
you wanted to go last, right? So I'm just going to say thank you all for being here. Want to make sure if you guys want some kind of shout out for your website or your YouTube channel or anything like that too. I'm trying to think where, you know what? Let me see. Where should I put my email? Well, I'll just tell you my email because you know what? Not a lot of people will probably watch this whole thing all the way through. And if they are and they want my email, that's great. So you guys can always fast forward to it if you need to get in touch with me. It's Linda Light, just like my name down here, 2012@gmail.com. So feel free to get in touch if you guys want to do anything or collab maybe or anything like that. But I just want to thank you for being here. And Andrew, I want to thank you for starting this whole Galactic School and being here for us and teaching us and being patient with us. Because I know you're so far advanced out there that it's got to be frustrating for you sometimes when you're like, you got to understand
it is, especially when you guys are chit-chatting, but I let that go, you know? I might need detention or...
Even I get frustrated.
I can put you guys in the corner.
I know you got a great sense of humor, so you know I know you let some things slide when we're being a little mischievous.
Yeah.
But thank you for doing this, and I'm honored to be able to host this.
I appreciate that. It's great. It's all about community come together. It's all about the love frequencies and everybody that's formulating nicely. It's getting up to that higher division. So especially in these times, it's very important that we understand these things. So basically, tomorrow is a big day. We're getting into Energy Cycles Division 2. Look forward to that. It's very powerful stuff. We're going to vortex division through shapes. So let's understand, you have a shape. You're going to go through the shape, activate the cycle system, go to a star recognition system of a round division. Very powerful stuff. So love you guys very much. I think that's my final thoughts. Anybody else? We can just, communicate. My telepathy.
One more thing before we go. I know it's going to be powerful tomorrow and everything, but my granddaughter's 3rd birthday is on Saturday, and I've left everything to do till tomorrow.
Okay.
So I'll try to tune in if I'm still here in your live, and it's before I go out to the stores and start doing all my stuff. But if I don't make it, I'm sorry, guys. I will catch up with you.
Yeah. So, no, that's totally fine. I mean, you never can be ever far left behind, right? So, but on that. Okay, so I guess take it easy and see everybody on the flip side.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Tina. Bye, Jerome. Bye, Linda. Bye, Michael. Bye, Priscilla.